It was good. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we have FIFO.
What it do?
Spike.
What up, though?
Shelton.
What's happening?
And Nick.
What's going on?
I almost forgot your name for a minute, bro. Dang. Yeah, that's why I had that delay. Yeah, I had to remember. We thank you guys for popping in and joining us for, what is this, week 4?
Yeah, we're going into week 4.
Man. Week 4. Recapping all of the biggest news items from football. Of course, some crazy things went down. Nick, it seemed like it was a Madden being played out there, bro.
We gonna get to that.
Those games.
We are definitely gonna get to that.
So
we got some people to call out today.
Yeah. That's probably
FIFO one of them.
Call out Tuesday.
FIFO one of them. It ain't just who you think I'm gonna say it is.
But yeah, Colorado, Miami, Dallas, the Ravens. May even get some Texans talking here. And then of course we'll do our normal our weekly picks as well. So yeah, man, we won't hold you guys any longer here. Let me see where everybody at. We're good. All right, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead. We know Rob's gonna leave us in a few minutes, but he'll be back because Ahsoka come on, so he dips out. But yeah, let's get into it, man.
We start with college football first, which is a rarity that I said back. Remember when college football used to be just shitball the last few years?
Yeah.
It came back though. It's been the last few years it came back, but there was a point in time where college football was just
you watch it now like that?
No, my homeboy was asking me about that. It seems like I'm watching more games. It's not just like I used to just stick to like the Big Ten or the SEC, just watching they shit because he was like, I just want to get to the real good football.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm out here watching Utah. I'm out here watching North Carolina. I'm out here watching, like, you know what I'm saying? Right now, Cincinnati's shitty, bro. They got a nigga named Emory Jones.
I like Emory Jones.
I'd rather have Jay-Z's friend than him on the field, bro.
In front of Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson was his backup at Florida.
Oh, Emory Jones isn't good, bro.
Then he went to Arizona State.
I'm telling him.
And now he's black kid.
I want to support that nigga as soon as I see him. I was like, oh, UC got a black quarterback? Hell yeah. Named Emory Jones. On the back, Lewis said EJ. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we support the good ones.
That's the new age black kid. We're not taking no mediocre no.
It's enough up now.
Yeah.
We elite now.
Yep. But you know what's interesting? I was doing the same thing. Like I was watching that Notre Dame Ohio State game.
Oh, and I was
crazy.
That was one of the craziest. That's almost as crazy as the Colorado State game. In my opinion, it's just the opposite because of the defense. I was rooting for Marcus Freeman so bad, bro.
I didn't realize they had 10 players on the field those last 2 plays.
He ain't either.
Right. I guess nobody did it.
He got to the press conference. The whole coaching staff ain't know. I was like, oh, that's even the worst.
Yes, thing. I know. Talking about, he said I didn't want to call a timeout so they can set their defense to get another defensive tackle in the game. That probably could have stopped the run. He said so. He just wanted to just go with the play as is. Well, he thought they were going to pass.
They were going to lose that game anyway. I had a feeling because it's just like Notre Dame is just Notre Dame. That there's nobody that had success there since back in the day when they got that first contract with NBC. It seemed like I don't know why the fuck they still show these motherfuckers, but I was happy that Marcus Freeman was there, or that became the head coach because he came from Cincinnati. That's where he was with Luke Fickell, and then he got that head coaching gig, which I was hoping he would stay in Cincinnati, but that's not. But Notre Dame is Notre Dame. I don't know. I mean, I put that loss on them, but it's Ohio State. They were supposed to be thrashing them, honestly.
Kyle McCord.
That Ryan Day, the hot seat as far as college coaches is right now in Ohio State.
Ryan Day beat Michigan. No. How? He's been winning.
He's lost to Michigan twice. He lost to Michigan twice in a year, bro. He lose one more time. That's it. They get your ass up out of there.
He got to beat Michigan.
Yeah, you can't. That's the one game you got to win.
I held my breath. So did everybody else on that team, when Marvin Harrison got his ankle rolled up.
Oh yeah, no, that's. I mean, shit. Marvin Harrison, the senior, was holding his breath too.
Everybody was, bro.
Damn, that motherfucker. Everybody trying to tank for him, low key, outside of Caleb.
Yeah.
But y'all didn't come here for that. My bad. We did kick the can. My bad, Ken, on that. Colorado Buffaloes. That's because ain't shit to talk about this game. I forgot. Hey, kid, I want to give you a spotlight out there.
I was trying to hope
I was
you
gonna
used up
turn the
all the
lights
segments.
in. We get away with shit.
Clicker Andy, time ain't even started, show.
The Colorado Buffaloes took a bad loss to the Oregon Ducks. Ken, I'll start with you. Should we slow down on the Deion hype?
Shit never should have sped up, Nick. To be perfectly honest. But I understand that, he jumped out to a 3-0 lead. People were like, oh, he's really changing the program. When, I think anybody with common sense would know that if you get better players, you should theoretically win more games. So people got caught up. There was a media blitz by the man, Whitey, because, he's at a PWI. So they came in and they just surged with the media blitz. He's doing the Aflac commercials. And part of that is he got to do interviews and stuff like that. But, it was beneficial to him. So, let's put Deion everywhere. And Deion loves to be everywhere. So everybody was waiting to see how they really matched up. Spike, last Thursday, we were on this very program. And there was somebody who said that this man going to go undefeated, hypothetically, if it's possible. This guy right here. But yeah, they looked overmatched. I heard every single excuse in the book. And everything that people were talking about, they were giving them credit for. All of a sudden now is, oh, they look small. Oh, well, they weren't gonna go undefeated anyway. Everybody's talking bad about Deion. Deion ain't never said anything about anything. Black Twitter, black folks everywhere was quiet. This man, I didn't even know this man was still around.
I didn't know he was in the chat,
bro.
I thought he left.
Completely skipped the Colorado game and he went to some other game about Washington, bro.
I knew it was gonna happen.
I talked about some other shit.
Right?
I was like, I don't even think they broadcasted that game.
Michael Penix, baby,
bro. It was just I couldn't find it when I got because I was playing my Madden game. And then I had to stop that to go to the in-laws because they invited me over. It was a big game. I don't know why everybody thought that this was the game to pick. Just sit there and watch Deion win games or attempt to win a game. And then what did he say before? He said, oh, yeah, you're going to see, you ain't seen the best of us. You're going to see us in rare form. Oh, yeah, we saw you in rare form, all right, Deion, talking all that talk. So, yeah, by the time I got over there, man, I didn't even know the score. I got over there, all the fools at it, and they were just sitting there.
Food was cold, wasn't it?
The food was cold. The game was cold. Everything was cold. Everything was frigid, bro. They were, and normally, they drinking. So normally they drink, you get a little loud. Nah, not that time. They were a little low, bro. Man, it was bad.
They was drinking away.
Man, I felt bad for them, bro. I just sat there and just listened. I ain't even have the nerve.
I went to a nice. I want to get y'all thoughts. I went to a nice. I had some friends in town for the Drake concert, so we went to this nice little lounge and shit. There was some biddies in there, Lou. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's Atlanta, man.
Yeah, I think it was called skate bar or something, maybe one of them.
Yeah, you sent me the. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Black people in there trying to, bro. They was ready to support and shit, bro. We were all watching that game, bro. It was the weirdest thing. It was like being at a
funeral.
It was definitely like that.
Yeah, because I went out to watch the game too. I went to the South Side. I was at the U Bar, so it was like the ratchet part of town per se. Bro, it was quiet as church mouse because they had music or nothing though. They were playing the game, they were playing the audio from the game.
The same shit I was at, bro.
So quiet.
And the commentators, it sound like they heckling the whole game.
Like they was fucking with everybody in there.
Yeah,
I did get the same feel. Nigga, we told y'all is what it sound like.
Bro, ABC thought that was gonna be the game of the week, bro. I was
sure
surprised
did.
when they put that shit on ABC. I was like, wow.
it was because it was for them because everybody was still watching regardless. Yeah, so they won regardless. But
ABC did.
ABC.
Yeah.
I like
White people. Huh?
I like Deion's response.
That's the only one that won last week.
that's it.
I do like his response though. He
We said, "Get me now."
No, this is the worst you're gonna see me. This is the worst you're gonna see me.
It can't get no worse than that.
Is that not true, Nick? Is that not true?
I don't.
And let's not net.
Well, hold on.
No. I'm gonna
knew
go.
that again.
You asked me a question. I was going to answer. I was just going to answer.
hypothetical. Look, I stay quiet.
I knew that'd get you.
I stay quiet. At the end of the day, Ken can say all about Whitey, this, that, and the third. If he would have stayed at an HBCU, we would have questioned, can he do it in a bigger level? That would have always been the question. He could have been at Jackson State going undefeated, getting a whole bunch of NFL players and all of that type of stuff. Well, you're dominating lower competition. I wonder if you could do it in the bigger stage.
No one was questioning that when he was there.
They would have questioned that, Ken.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yes, they would have.
They would have done
Why?
that.
What do you mean, why? Because they question HBCU in general.
They question the education of HBCU.
They question everything.
Let alone the
Ken.
Y'all saw the reports that they were underfunded.
Yeah,
All those
I
know, yeah, but it's officially coming out. See, this is the shit that I've been talking about.
No, but that's the shit I was saying already, which is
that
why
they
he
underfunded.
left.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about all HBCUs.
That's what I was talking about, Ken.
Oh my God, Jesus
No,
Christ!
FIFA
The point is that they are intentionally suppressing these HBCUs down. The only way you can get them up is you have to get people in there that's going to make real fucking change and build stuff up.
Well, okay,
Did Dion not complain about that?
All right, go to your main point.
So look,
about the game.
At the end of the day, Dion weeks ago already told you I'm 6 to 8 dogs away from being where I want to be. When you look at the skill positions on the field, he got guys. He got some of the best guys in the country. When you look at where the rubber meets the road in the middle, it's a wrap. Shedeur Sanders has been sacked the most out of any quarterback in FCS, and it ain't even close, Ken. They're averaging 1.9 yards a rush with a guy that runs 4.3.
Then why the fuck everybody was excited and hype about?
Ken,
Did anybody talk about this shit before the fucking game?
Listen.
People like what he was doing, what he represented, the confidence.
No, what he represents. Don't act that like it's past tense. No, it's still there. It's still there. That's the reason why CBS won. That's the reason why they're still going to get primetime spots.
White man.
They're going to be on TV next week. They got the biggest game of the week next week.
Ken, it could be the white man, but let's be honest. The black man is profiting from that too. Did he not just secure a licensing deal or some type of deal with the glass company?
Who did?
Dion,
right?
And he got
say it again. Who did?
Dion. Okay, the black man.
Black man, not men, not people. Black man and white men.
Wait.
And white.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Ken. Are there black men on the Colorado University team? Yes or no?
Not in prominent positions to benefit.
No. I'm talking about on the team. Is the team not predominant?
Are they in a position?
No. Answer the question.
Of course there is. It's not like they're.
Okay, so then
pause.
Because I got the floor. Because I got the
Keep
floor.
going.
Because I got the floor.
Okay.
So I'm asking you a question.
All
That's
right.
why I say yes or no. There are black people on that team. Yes or no, right?
That is correct.
Majority.
So you don't think that they're not getting NIL money because of Dion, because of the attention,
And
because of the millions of views?
It's more now.
Come on, Ken.
Are those black people in prominent positions like the two white coaches that he hired to benefit from Dion's success to move to another level? Absolutely fucking not.
He hired the best coaching staff available.
We understand y'all stance.
Then why did he go get two white men to run his
Because he
offense?
got the best people available.
Jesus fucking Christ. This motherfucking Pied Piper with black people running around leading all y'all motherfuckers to your fucking death.
We understand.
And the only motherfuckers gonna benefit is fucking Dion.
So you mean to tell me that the black man that is a coach, not even a player, a black man that's a coach goes to an organization and overnight they are the most profitable organization in the whole game?
All right.
Come on, Ken.
Okay, so
that's benefiting nobody but all these fucking
It's
white
benefiting
people.
him. It's benefiting the black players on the
We gotta
side.
always
move on.
benefiting
We gotta
them.
move on. We gotta move on because we understand y'all not going to change our stance.
Let me say this real quick about the game. Real quick
Okay,
before we
that's
go.
what I'm saying. I want to
Back
get to
on
the
the
game
game.
because I want to talk about USC.
The only thing I want to say about this game is I was more disappointed. I felt like they lose this game first off. I was more disappointed in the fact that the way they did not show up, just completely did not show up. That's something I didn't expect. I thought they were going to at least have some fight. But you're right. The game was won in the trenches, and them boys could not keep them boys off of Shedeur.
Yeah, they were just outmatched.
They were.
They just outmatched.
So USC.
Hold on.
Go ahead with your point.
Because I remember when we were talking about Colorado and Colorado State and all these other games, there was a point made that, oh, yeah, they didn't know that the players that are winning these games at HBCUs, now they see they can do it on the bigger level, right?
Mm-hmm.
These same motherfucking players that got their ass drug up and down the field and barely scored, Oregon had to pull the fucking doors off. So the same guys that people were applauding, see, they can do it on the other level too, just got their ass mollywopped by this other organization. It's gonna take him time. It's his first fucking year. But my thing is, everybody needs to fucking damn. What was the question? Slow the fuck down, and it's not acting like and stop bringing everybody into this fake ass racial divide. This motherfucker put out this tweet talking about Deion's taking a stand for all of us, and then black people in fucking shambles. Y'all spent 3 motherfucking weeks, a whole motherfucking summer, a whole motherfucking spring, and a whole motherfucking damn winter talking about fucking Deion, hyping Deion up, talking all kind of shit about black this, black that. As soon as he get his ass whooped, now all of a sudden everybody talking about us. What's this? Us. Yeah, fucking us. Because y'all made it about us versus them.
So Lou, USC, do you think based off of this game? Because my thing was this: if my homeboy betted on Oregon, I told him I didn't want to tell him like not to do it because I didn't want to put no bad juju. But in my mind, I was like, he really shouldn't do it. And I texted my other homeboy to text him to tell him that
he shouldn't bet on Oregon.
Should not bet on. He bet on the Oregon game because he should have bet on the USC game. Because to me, it was like if they would have beat Oregon, that would have made the USC game even more richer. As far as like they actually can compete because now they beat Oregon and they can be, if they can compete, then they can actually give USC a chance or like at least a battle. After this, this game, this will answer a question for me that ain't got shit to do with Deion. This will answer the question of how good Caleb Williams is. Because to me, who has USC played?
They haven't.
That has had any kind of juice.
This still won't answer that.
Because to me, Caleb Williams, this is going to be the biggest stage he's had to showcase his talent. Going against Deion.
No.
How is that not?
Nick, let's be honest. Look,
if he beats Deion in Colorado, how is that not the biggest stage?
He doesn't need a showcase.
We're talking about if you're talking about eyeballs, yes. If we're talking about talent, hell no.
No. I'm saying like
I just talking about like a national,
a presence. Like this isn't
USC.
That's still not bigger than Deion, is it?
Is
USC bigger than Deion?
He's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's been on the biggest stage there.
Deion with a Colorado team has dominated. He's leading our fucking show. When have we ever done that with USC?
Because of niggas like you is why Ken feels how he feels, bro.
Yeah.
Let's calm it down.
Has USC?
No. You talk about Deion whooping niggas. Colorado has been better than what they have been, but they're not world beaters. So
I'm asking you one question: Is USC not ranked higher than Colorado?
Yes,
easily.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Colorado's not ranked anymore.
Has USC had a game on ABC yet? Primetime ABC.
Bro,
I'm just asking. You asked your yes and no's to Ken. Let me ask my yes and no's to you. Has USC had a primetime game yet? No. Okay. With the number 1 overall quarter of, because we even talked about the draft. You mentioned Marvin Harrison. I was like, if it wasn't for Caleb, you know what I'm saying? People would tank for him. Right. We understand he's a generational talent. Yet he has not gotten primetime attention until prime. Literally,
that's
usually.
I'm not saying it's needed. I'm saying that this is a great showcase for who he is. If he beats Prime in Colorado, it's a phenomenal showcase.
No, it's not. You know why? Because he's coming in as the favorite.
My thing is though, if he loses,
if
he loses to Shador.
It won't mean shit, bro.
It'll mean something, bro.
No, it won't.
It's gonna mean something.
They last 5 games gonna be on TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nick.
Like, you talking about Notre Dame?
Has their game, but their games haven't been on TV based off of him, though,
bro. No,
I'm shocked
because
by that.
Nick,
I'm shocked
because the biggest thing in sports right now is Deion.
You just told me it wasn't
college football.
You just told me Deion wasn't the biggest thing.
He is the biggest thing in college football right now.
That's what I'm just saying. You just told me he wasn't.
So you're just saying more people.
I said that he's not world beaters. You're out here, Deion whooped everybody. No,
I didn't say he whooped everybody.
Yes, you did. No,
I didn't. I said nothing like that.
He was speaking to the eyeballs that are going to be on the game.
Yeah, the eyeballs. He's going to have all the
talent.
Yeah.
He spoke to the eyeballs of the game. He was saying that this is the biggest game of Caleb Williams' season.
Then their career.
Nah. Now you're going too far.
How?
Because it's not the biggest game of his career.
Because
Nick, he won the Heisman last year.
And no one gives a fuck.
Nick, you know
what?
They
do give the number 1.
Bro,
no, they give a fuck about his talent. Not
nobody's
the
gonna give a fuck about.
When was the last time a Heisman mattered, Sheldon?
When was the last time a Heisman mattered in college football?
It's a whole TV show.
Listen,
2-hour show every year.
If Caleb Williams was going against the number 1 defense,
that make a difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
We're talking about Colorado and literally a rebuilding year. Literally a rebuilding year. They got 75 guys that transferred to the fucking program, bro.
Right.
Okay, let me ask you.
This is year 1.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me pause you. Because when another big name, went to another big program, John Harbaugh, that went to Michigan. Didn't everybody say, hey, it's going to take 2 to 3 years to get his guys in there?
Yeah.
And we're here, you talking about, I heard you verbatim, Nick. You said, oh, Deion whooping niggas. Deion not whooping niggas. Deion is competing and change the program.
Yeah, they're
It's
competing.
going to take,
That's the biggest thing.
it's going to take 2 to 3
It
years.
had nothing to do. My premise had nothing to do with Deion's team's talent. It was all about the eyeballs. And second of all, you just
Because of Deion. But Caleb is not playing Deion. Caleb's not playing a top 10 defense on the field.
That
so it
defense
doesn't
is not
matter.
there.
Obviously,
But they're
I'm
gonna
talking
be-
about the attention that Deion brings.
But there's
is
no
the biggest
pressure for Caleb.
there is no pressure for it should be none. But that's also when you catch niggas sleeping. Look at the Cowboys. We don't get to the Cowboys now. Look at the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
They
When
just
niggas
hadn't played nobody though. They played San Jose
I
State,
know.
Nevada.
this is
Yeah,
the first
they ain't
legit
been on
test
TV.
they
That's
had.
why.
Because even though Colorado,
Only thing that we're saying is the only reason that they haven't been on TV is not because of Caleb Williams.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
They ain't played no.
I thought
This is the first
I
big
see this
game of the
nigga-
season for them.
he's the only college football player I see damn near more than any pro athlete as far as commercial wise.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on all the Wendy's commercials. I'm
Heisman
thinking like
commercials.
Yeah.
he got all this brand,
He the man.
but he couldn't get a prime. Deion,
They
had-
haven't played anybody.
and then your point, you told Ken that this is a rebuilding year. You told all of us it's a rebuilding year for Colorado. Yet last week, did you expect them to win against Oregon?
No.
Did you expect them to beat Oregon at all or be
I
competitive?
thought it'd be more competitive
Okay,
than what it
okay.
was.
That was my
But I didn't
fault.
expect
so-
them to
okay.
win.
So if you expected them at least to be competitive going into that game, how come they can't be competitive going into this USC game?
Because USC better than Oregon.
They can be
A lot
I
better.
think they can
No,
be
no,
competitive.
no, no.
I think they'll be competitive.
Maybe.
This week.
How do
Better
you
than
know that for sure based off their schedule?
How do I know USC is better than Oregon? Because coming into the
Caleb-
season, they were a
Caleb
lot
Williams
better
is
team.
the closest
I don't
thing
think
to
their
Patrick
defense
Mahomes.
They got a
all
better
that good,
quarterback and they have a better coach in Oregon. Oregon coach not
And
great.
the talent around
USC
Jerry
got a
Rice's
really good
son. Those
coach
guys
and
are
a
good.
really good quarterback. They 27.5-point favorites.
Caleb Williams is the closest thing to Patrick Mahomes you will see.
I don't
Period.
know about
That dude is nice.
I don't
No,
know
he
about that.
he makes a lot of off
something
good
else,
sense.
bro.
All I'm
whole
saying is
lot,
that
bro.
That's saying a whole
if
lot.
Caleb
That's saying a
Williams
lot
lose
for-
this game,
He's a good quarterback.
It won't mean
hey,
shit.
hey, it's
Nick,
gonna
that's
mean
a big
something.
if.
It's gonna
Nick,
mean
that's
something.
a big
Nah.
if. That's a big if. We're talking about a potential back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner. Who's that? That true freshman wide receiver that USC got? That's burning everybody?
Yeah, he crazy.
God damn, bro.
Jerry Rice's son is killing.
Bro, look, I'll put it to you like this: if Travis Hunter ain't back by then, they might only score
got
6
2 more
points.
weeks.
And he be
Yeah,
throwing
2 more
dimes.
weeks.
We'll see.
He throw
Nah, they got
dimes.
2 more weeks.
They running back is a monster.
But they
too.
ain't played nobody. Like
No, they
Caleb
haven't.
Williams still has to maintain that throughout the rest of the season to even be like he's gonna be the number 1 pick, obviously, but they got a real tough ass schedule coming up these last 5-6
And he
games.
gon-
So
they
we
gon-
really gonna
USC
see what
gonna
they're
be
about.
out.
We
You
gotta
think
move.
they gonna go undefeated? Y'all got them in the playoffs.
I don't know about all that. They're gonna make
Yes,
the playoffs.
yes.
They gonna make
I
the.
do.
They should make the playoffs. They
I-
don't make
I
the
do.
playoffs. That says a lot too.
Yeah.
They
Um,
always lose about 2 games.
we got to
in
move
the
on.
season.
Speaking of a slaughter,
Mm.
we got
Which
these.
one?
We got these.
Only
We moving on to
time-
NFL, Lou. We get to the best part of the show.
Only time ever you want to leave with the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, I ain't talking
You
about
didn't
this
talk
game.
about the Cowboys
I ain't
this
talking
time.
about the Cowboys. Not yet. Oh yeah. See a hit dog boy hollering like a motherfucker. The Miami Dolphins
Jesus.
slaughtered the Denver Broncos in Miami. FIFA, I'm gonna ask you this question: is Sean Payton a good coach?
Not the question I thought was coming my way. Oh, look, I think Sean Payton is a good coach. They are averaging 6 more points than they did last year. The defense, it's like they flipped the coin. Last year they were good, this year they're bad, and it's pretty much the same defense. So, and we know that Sean Payton is always struggling on that side of the ball. Every coach ain't perfect. Every coach ain't perfect.
So I ask you again: is Sean Payton a good coach?
Man, I think he's a good coach. I think he's above the fray. There's not 14 other coaches that I could confidently name that I'm like, I'd rather take them over Sean Payton. So to me, he's above the fray. So yes, he's a good coach. But when it comes to these Denver Broncos, the worst thing is he came in here with his chest pumped up. And he really thought he was going to be able to turn it over. And we're talking about arguably the most quarterback talent rich division in football, right? Obviously, Pat Mahomes is cream of the crop. We got Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson. Last year, we thought he still has some juice. They got Jimmy G in with the Las Vegas Raiders. That being said, Nick, to answer your question directly, yes, Sean Payton is a good coach. However, it's going to take a little bit and he's not married to Russell Wilson. Now, I know that's a big pill to swallow if they do cut that man or trade that man or do whatever they decide to do with that man. But here's the thing. The Dolphins is the real story. And Mike McDaniel and what he's doing with that offense is truly something that we have not seen. We talking about the greatest show on turf with the St. Louis Rams. This is crazier than that because that Rams team had Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and Azahir Hakeem. People forget about that third guy. And they have some speed, but ain't nothing like what we seen in Miami, bro. The rookie guy, Akane, 200-some yards rushing on 18 carries, 4 touchdowns, 2 through the air.
Running back.
You know what I'm saying?
They had 2 running backs out.
Bro, he ran a 4.3. Then you got who's the guy that was Breida?
Yeah.
Breida, 4.3 speed.
Waddle was out.
Tariq is 4.3 speed. Like we have never seen. Waddle didn't play. He was looking like
no. Breida is with the Giants.
Yeah. Who's the other five?
Mostert.
Mostert
and Arcane.
Mostert and Arcane. Mostert. You know what I'm saying? Another 4.3 speed guy. So what we're seeing is a mastery in coaching. I know what I got. I'm gonna put the guys in position, including the quarterback. Do they take deep shots? Yes. Are they always taking deep shots? No. They kill you with the screen, with the short stuff, quick this, pass. That, and the third, the no look, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? And then all this, boom, over the top. So I love what Mike McDaniel is doing. He's showing that give me a guy that people question in Tua, and I'm gonna make this man MVP.
Can't say nothing about that.
Lou, was your takeaway had anything to do with the Dolphins, or was it all about the Broncos?
It was more about the Dolphins.
Okay.
Like similar to what FIFA, like the Broncos, I feel like Deshaun Payton is a good coach to answer your question. I think that he took that job with the thought process that he got a couple of years. And he's going to really see if Russell Wilson is going to be the quarterback that he's decided to move forward. It don't look like it. And it looks like he wants to be able to make that decision very confidently by letting him hang himself this season. Russell's may not be good anymore. I know last year I thought he was, but this year I think it's over for him. But the question about the Dolphins is saying, was it more about them? I do think it was. The offense, as FIFO said, like they had to sit on the ball not to break the record.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talking about
they scored 70 with 8 minutes left.
You talking about they maybe could have got 2 more touchdowns in there. Yes, the Broncos, they did have a good defense last year. They may not be as motivated this year, but again, we're talking about 70-point speed that we haven't seen before. They were missing a lot of players. I would be, and Tua looks amazing. As fast as he gets the ball out, it looks like it's going to be really hard for defenses like Dallas or the Eagles or the 49ers, whose pass rush is what their strength is. It's not going to matter. The ball going to be gone. Like it's going to be in Tyreek Hill hand. It's going to be in Waddle hand, and they're going to be making yards after the catch. So it's going to be what I took away from this. It's going to be very difficult for teams to match up with Miami. If Tua stays healthy and Mike McDaniel keeps calling plays like he's doing, they're going to be a team to watch out for.
Shout out to the Dolphins, but I completely disagree. This is all about the Broncos.
Thank you.
You gave up 70 freaking points.
Yeah. Who gives
70
a fuck
points in
about
the
offense?
NFL. This ain't college.
Who gives a fuck about offense?
I tell you,
when a defense is giving up 70,
real quick
the week before, because
that's not even an offense no more.
Real quick before y'all go, in the odds this week, Broncos play the Bears. Who you think the favorite is? And the Bears at home.
Neither one of them.
Bears at home. I'm just saying, if you had to pick, who would you say the favorite was?
Broncos.
Why? I thought it was more about them. Like you just gave up 70, but you going to Chicago.
But you at least acknowledge Russell's a quarterback.
You at least, I'm sure we'll get to that point to go.
But Lou, at least you acknowledge that Russell's a quarterback. You don't even acknowledge that on the other side of the football.
Right. You're right about that.
And my thing is, to Sheldon's point, I'm gonna let you go, Sheldon. But that 70 points from just a defensive aspect is just like I can't get that out of my head. I can't get that out of my head.
That don't mean as much to me because you can make it up next week.
No, you can't
go beat the shit out of the Bears next week, and then nobody gonna remember we gave up 70
points. You gave up 70 in a game.
You know
that ain't been done in my lifetime that I can remember. Somebody give up 70.
The 60s.
You know what I'm saying? So in the week before, New England gave up 24 to the same team, and we could talk about
one of the best defensive coaches of all time is New England, though.
It don't matter.
You don't need to be the greatest to not give up 70, my nigga.
I'm just saying.
Dion would have gave up 70.
It's innovative.
Nate Hackett was a horrible coach based on what Sean Payton said. He ain't give up 70.
It ain't no brainiacs on the defensive side of the ball in Denver. Like they defensive coordinator's not special. He's like some random dude. Who is he?
But this is why it's about the offense. And the reason being is this. that defense from a DB perspective gave respect to the wide receivers, and they still got burnt. They still got beat. So not only was it scheme, obviously it was athletic ability and skill set, but at the end of the day, it just showed, because let's be honest, Miami's been the most dominant team in these 3 weeks.
So based on what y'all are saying, we need to wrap up this season then, because if you're gonna score 70 points, you're the most, and they can't stop you.
No, because
you're the best team in the world. You can't be stopped
because we
But
know
you
this.
ain't the worst team in the world for giving it up.
Yes, you are.
Case in point, them being favorites going to Chicago next week.
They're the worst too.
Ken,
Chicago worse than them. That's what I'm saying. They ain't
Ken-
gave up 70 yet. It ain't just. They
Ken,
just got
Chicago
lucky.
is worse than Denver.
Shelton brought it up, but I want
Chicago is worse
Yeah,
than Denver.
Chicago the worst team in the league by far.
Shelton brought it up, but we got to have a conversation. This is officially we having one of the moments that I said in the show. We're going to have a conversation, and it's about Sean Payton. Who the fuck does Sean Payton think he is?
Sean Payton ain't worth a
Super Bowl
damn.
winning coach.
He's not.
It's a Super Bowl winning coach.
So is
He
Mike
ain't
McCarthy.
worth a
It ain't
damn.
that many
So
of them in
is
the
Mike
league.
McCarthy.
It ain't that many of them in the
So
league.
is Sean McVay.
Okay.
You got any faith for them in this season?
I'm just saying.
I'm asking you.
But when you say who do you think he is, it's because he got that ring.
No, bruh. Do you know last time he even went to the
I
playoffs?
don't.
Do you know last time they had a playoff
I
win?
don't. But I have more faith in him for 2-3 years than I do for just losing a game by.
Ken, what
7
say
points.
you? Man?
A game? Have they won a game this year?
No, they
Not
haven't.
yet.
They're gonna win. I promise you,
Can I-
they're
I-
gonna win next week. They're gonna beat the Bears.
all right, Lou. Let me ask you a question then. Between Nat Hackett and Sean Payton, between their first 3 games, did Nat Hackett go 0-3?
Hackett is worse.
No, I'm saying, did he go
I
0-3?
don't know, but I know
You
he's
don't
worse.
know?
I
I
he's
can
a
tell
worse
you, he
coach.
did not.
I've seen that.
He
Nathaniel
did
Hackett
not.
last year and the first
Did
5
he
games of this year with the Jets be completely
Spike.
terrible.
Go
You
ahead.
can't come in talking all that shit
Sean Payton.
and then give up 70 points.
70.
You can't come in talking shit
Bro,
about Nathaniel Hackett.
FIFO just compared this offense to the best offense that
It's
we've
not
ever
about the
seen.
offense.
No,
This
no,
ain't about
it
the
is.
offense,
No,
bro.
it's not, because we didn't
No.
even know what FIFA was talking about until he played Sean Payton. We
Right.
didn't know that FIFA was talking
not
about
true.
some shit
I've been-
until
I've been
we
saying
had to
this since
see it.
last
So
season. I've
we-
been saying this
But
since last
no,
season.
no, I'm
Just 'cause
comparing
you,
them to the
Brian,
no,
greatest
but
show
I'm
on
saying
turf
that.
is a
But I'm
big
saying
deal.
that your evidence is the fact that they gave up 70 points.
The greatest show on turf was the best offense that we've seen in this generation. He's comparing them to that. It's a lot more saying about that offense than it is the
No.
defense of the
This is
Broncos.
about week 1 loss. This is about week 2 loss. And this is about the week through loss
Right.
that it has been
Hey.
blown up because they gave up 70 points. This has been going on. And he came and he talked shit about Nathaniel Hackett. He
Yes.
said he blamed Nathaniel Hackett for Russell Wilson's.
And here's what's going to
Down-
happen. They're going to beat the Bears next week. Then they play the Jets. And they're going to beat the Jets.
That ain't gonna
And
make
they
Sean
be on a
Payton any
2-game
better,
winning
bro.
streak. And then people
If
going
they
to
lose
forget
to
about
the,
it.
they lose to the
Look,
Jets,
look,
it's a wrap.
look,
They're going to beat the
Ken, let
Jets.
me ask you this. If the Broncos go 8-8, but the Dolphins average damn near 40 points a game, what are we going to talk about more? That Sean Payton is a bad coach, or the Dolphins are
Broncos have a
arguably the greatest
record-breaking
offense ever?
offense.
The Dolphins are not going to average 40. I'm going to let you know that right now.
It doesn't even matter.
They didn't even score. Did they score 40 on the Pats?
Y'all on Sean Payton.
Did they even score 30 on the Pats?
Like,
FIFA?
y'all is
Yeah,
on
keep
Sean
looking at your
Payton,
phone. Look, bring up the stats.
Did y'all
if you
really?
can.
Did y'all
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Sean Payton
yeah.
Bro,
We're
did y'all-
talking about one game.
No, we're talking about 3.
Yeah, we're
we're
talking
talking
about
about we talking about no game.
He's a
What
new,
are you talking
This is
about?
a combination.
he's a new coach. Taking
No,
over.
hell no, don't do that.
Absolutely
Don't do that.
terrible.
Don't do
New
that.
coach now, nigga.
Don't do that.
New coach.
Ain't nothing new about Sean Payton.
What happened to
knew
being
the
a Super
Denver.
Bowl winning coach?
He knew the difference.
Did you expect him to be 0-3?
No, I didn't.
All right.
But I tell you what, I promise you, he won't go 0-6. He'll win the next 2 games. He'll win the next 2
You're only
games.
saying that he's
That
gonna win
ain't
the next
saying
2.
much.
He's only saying they're gonna win the
But
next 2
look,
games because it's the Bears and
And
it's
the
the
fucking
Jets
Jets.
without
Yeah.
All
Rodgers.
right,
Yeah.
great. That's all you need is a break.
But
All right,
Justin
now we won
Fields-
2 straight.
That's a pathetic effort.
Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. Congratulations.
Hey, man, he got a break.
And
in the
Russell
schedule.
Wilson ain't any better. And it wouldn't surprise me if Sean Payton ended up fucking losing those games.
Now,
Yeah, it
Sean
wouldn't
now
me either.
then we be having. I'll
If
be
Sean
on y'all
Payton go
side.
0-5, he's
You
trying to
already feel
get
that.
I'll be right over there with y'all if these next 2 games they
So
don't
you saying they're the best of the worst?
easily the best of the worst.
To me,
ain't
Sean,
even
if Sean
comparable.
Payton goes 0-5, he is clearly trying to get Caleb Williams, and he's clearly trying to get Russ out the fuck out of there. That's the only justification for him to be 0-5, especially if he's losing to Justin Fields and the Jets.
Yeah, that's crazy. They lost 13 straight games. FYI.
I can't believe you trying to make an excuse for fucking Sean Payton.
I'm not making
Ain't
an
shit.
excuse.
And this man has came in early. The game wasn't even the down wasn't even started. He had to bust over
Bro,
Russell Wilson early.
There's
And
still
every
a
week been talking shit. And then all of a sudden he give up 70 points and get mad at a reporter talking about some nigga. You knew it was a historic loss. You knew he was talking shit about a historic. You said Nathaniel Hackett was a historic coaching failure. Nigga, you gave up 70 fucking points.
Where was the question?
The question is,
he was right.
the question is, are you a good coach?
But that reporter didn't ask that.
Yeah, he should have.
Yes, he is.
Okay, well then
He
you
is,
go up
though.
there then.
He would have lost his job.
Let's get you a media pass, Nick. For the next
They
podcast,
not letting
hey, we gonna start a GoFundMe so that way we can get Nick
we already know.
a ticket
Champagne
to
gonna call you
Chicago.
So we already know they don't let Leroy's in those rooms.
Sean Payton
I would be a Leroy in that room because I'm asking all the questions niggas don't want to ask.
You say, are you a
I'm
good
sitting up
coach?
every press conference like, so I got to be the one.
Are you good?
All right, nigga, what the fuck was you thinking? Fuck out of here. Trying to blame it on Run.
One of the worst coaching. I want to make sure I get this right.
You
One
right,
of
though.
the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL,
right,
Nick.
man.
And then
And
he gave him
then-
70.
And then he's 0-3 and gave up a record number of points.
Football gods are real, man. He got to pay for that. He shouldn't have
Oh,
said
man.
that. He shouldn't have said that, even though he was right.
He
just
should have
can't
left it
say
on
that
Russ, is
publicly.
what he should have did.
So the football guys making it pay. Football guys real. He just had to pay for
He
it.
should have left it on Russ.
He
That's
shoulda
what I would
left
have
it
did.
alone.
I'd have been like,
He didn't
man,
leave it
this rough.
alone, and he
He
got
scoffed.
70 put up on him.
Because
It's a bad week. He's not gonna have a bad season.
he
though.
scoffed.
I promise you
He
that.
scoffed.
He's not gonna have a bad
They
season.
gave up
They're
70.
not gonna have a bad season.
You think they're gonna be a below 500 team?
They have to be at this
Yeah.
point. They have to be.
course.
There's
I
no,
was
there's,
saying
there's
Of
no, there's
course.
no way to justify this season.
Of course.
Because if he,
No.
because to me,
Don't
you
even
might
look
as
at
well
their schedule.
tank.
Don't even look at their schedule.
there-
It don't
you
matter.
might as
It
well
don't matter.
tank.
It
FIFA,
don't matter.
they're doing worse than the Cardinals.
It don't
You might as well
matter.
tank.
It don't matter.
And I thought the Cardinals was trying
They
to lose.
are who we thought they were.
Speaking of who all they thought they were.
Let's go, Nick.
You know what
Let's
I'm
go,
saying?
Nick.
It wasn't 70, but it was still ugly.
Let's
It
go.
was still ugly.
They was- I bet they was
I'm
doing all
surprised
that
he wore a
singing.
hat.
They doing all that singing and stuff last week.
Hey, Michael Parson was on there. Last week he was on that podcast. Hollering, boy. He almost sounded like LeBron, not 7, not 8, not 9.
He ain't drinking.
Boy.
He need to go put the mic up. He need to put the mic
Oh
up.
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I ain't
but
never
somebody-
felt so good in my
somebody-
life.
I know you haven't. All
Oh.
Eagles fans are like that. Y'all root against the Cowboys more than y'all root for the Eagles. Every Eagles fan.
Oh, man.
You see, Spike ain't say nothing in the chat.
Boy,
either.
he ain't saying
I'm
God
trying
damn.
to figure out what's going on.
That was
Nothing.
that
I'ma
was-
throw
that
this to
was
you, Lou.
sickening.
The Dallas Cowboys took an ugly loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Is this loss on the coach or the QB?
QB, 100%. I
That's
do
not
think
100%.
that.
Yeah,
100%
that's
it's on
an
the
interesting.
QB.
Why you say that?
They made it to the red zone 5 times. It wasn't the play calling that Mike McCarthy did to get to the red zone.
Mhm.
Obviously, they were able to move the ball. Once they moved the ball, you couldn't put it in. Like, you have to be able, you got to be above average or at least competent quarterback to make some of the reads that he made. He missed the corner route. He missed maybe to change some plays from a run to a pass or a pass to a run. It just didn't look cohesive as it should look if you're paying somebody like Dak the money that he makes. But we already knew that. We know that Dak's an average quarterback. So I guess you can't go back to Mike McCarthy. Like, he just
I was
got to
going
find
to
something
say,
else to do. Can we run him? Can we do bootlegs? Is there something else that we could do
clock
to take the
management.
pressure?
Clock management. Why are you running the ball with less than 5 minutes left in the
He
game?
had no confidence in Dak. Just through that interception. I think the time before that, all through the game, he had been missing reads. He had been missing spots as to where they could score. And again, they had been to the red zone 3 times before that, I think, and not been able to score. And I feel like that Mike McCarthy is a confident play caller. He's thinking if I call these plays that I have a quarterback that should be able to hit them, and he wasn't hitting them all game. And then I think that he started, okay, I'm just going to relate to the run because coming into the season, that's what I said I was going to do.
Did you miss Diggs?
Yes, it was an adjustment. Not
Yeah,
saying
you
that-
couldn't play as
Yeah,
aggressive.
it was an adjustment, and there were a couple blown coverages
Mm-hmm.
from Bland coming in there. Like 2 of those plays were blown coverages.
I
And
remember
the,
you
and
saying it wasn't
the
gonna matter.
penalty.
I
Didn't you say
didn't
that?
think it would, but this
A lot
first
of
week,
people,
especially,
it wasn't just you
especially-
though.
especially against the Cardinals, I
Yeah.
didn't think it would. But the Cardinals showed a lot more fight than I thought they would, and Dobbs is better than I thought he
Boy,
was.
the Arizona Cardinals owner is upset with Joshua
They
Dobbs.
pissed with Josh
He like,
Dobbs
who
right
the
now.
hell
He's trying to
is
win
this?
too much.
Who is
They
this
been
little
too
Bill
competitive.
ass nigga playing
And,
QB?
In the Cardinals coach, isn't that the defensive coordinator from the Eagles?
Yes.
So he's familiar with Dak too. He knows what to do inside. Like, the only problem that we had even playing the Eagles, scoring in the red zone. It goes back. So same thing, he applied it here. The Cardinals got good enough defensive players to make it effective. Dak isn't good enough. He average or below average when he get in the red zone. It's the same story with him.
FIFO coach of the QB.
QB. You at the end of the day, man. Look, there's only so much that a coach can do. Coach, their job is to put you in position, get you prepared, and it's up to the player to execute or to make a play out of something. And when it was the money time, he threw the change away. You know what I'm saying? And it like, what were you looking at? Like, the fucking linebacker was there the whole damn time.
Right up on that was a classic Madden pick.
You
doing?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, man, look, I said it going into the season. I was not confident in that. He didn't need to talk about not throwing interceptions and stuff like that. I told y'all the DBs and everybody going in his face, calling him a bitch ass nigga straight to his face. Like,
we don't know if the nigga was at it. We just know it was a bitch ass.
We know it was a bitch ass nigga.
We don't know if the nigga was at it.
We know it was a bitch ass nigga.
And the football guys fucked up Trayvon Diggs because of that. Luckily, he got paid though.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, this is on Dak. They're gonna have to figure out another QB. Because here's the thing, CD has taken that jump to number one.
He is a number one.
Because I questioned it all the time last season. This season, in the first 3 games, he showed me like, hey, look, he put in the work. Like, he feels he's number one. He is a number one.
Like a number one.
He looks like a number one.
I don't know why people always question that.
Because
he wouldn't.
Because it was questionable.
He couldn't get open. He couldn't get separation.
Yeah.
I said that last season. It was hard for him to be open.
No, but I just thought he had to adjust.
This year.
I just thought he had to adjust to like getting first, prime time coverage. And then once he made the adjustment, I think it was that Pats game, he took off.
It came right after Spike was talking shit about him.
That's I don't know how this nigga a fan of the Cowboys.
But it's Dak, bro. They're gonna have to figure out something to do because they're not gonna win with him because they've given him damn near everything. Arguably one of the best O-lines since he was a rookie. He's always had a decent to stellar run game. So he's always been stable in the backfield. He's always had Jason Witten, who was number 88 that they fucking got rid of. Des Bryant. They dropped a CD. They've always had guys. You know what I'm saying?
They traded for him.
Before you go, the 2 things that would be most helpful to Dak is probably the 2 weakest parts of our football team, and that's stopping the run. It's really hard to stop the run. We don't have good linebacker play because Parsons is rushing the passer most of the time. And other than stopping the run, tight end. We don't have a tight end.
Yeah, let Schultz go.
Tight end is terrible. Well, we couldn't pay him.
You could have paid him.
That rookie's all right.
He wasn't asking for that much money.
Right, but he's not a guy like for separation, huh?
You could have paid him. He wasn't asking for that much. You just didn't want to pay tight end.
Parsons. You got to pay
Diggs.
And you got to pay all these.
But I'm saying him. Well, shit is showing. You can't.
But you have to make business.
Like, you got to make a decision.
Like, do I want
keep
Schultz
everybody? Diggs, right?
Exactly.
I get that, but they didn't address that in the draft either.
So this upcoming season, it's just one of those.
Ken, quarterback or coach?
That was just such a bad throw.
Jeez.
By Dak. I just don't understand. Coach. Coach, man.
Please tell me what.
You can't let Dak do that. You can't go in there.
So he's supposed to go run on the field and tackle him.
And you got to have them boys prepared to play. You should have been prepared for a trap game. This was an Arizona team that pushed Washington to the brink and then blew it. So maybe they came in overconfident, thinking that they just going to wash over these boys, and they weren't ready to play.
I think that speaks.
And they in a dog fight.
He called plays like he didn't trust Dak, not like he wasn't ready to play. Like he kept running the ball because throughout the game he's seen things where Dak wasn't.
It was the timing of the runs. It wasn't the fact that he was running the ball.
So do you think the play calling was different? Do you think that he called plays differently in this game for Dak than he did in the first 2?
Later in the game, yes. When he kept running the ball up by the goal line and they milked so much clock versus running plays. But
for the most part, the offense and the play calling was the same.
Yeah,
for the most part.
They could get down to the red zone. Them moving the ball wasn't the issue. It's them literally scoring. My thing was that's the reason why I was like, the issue isn't you going from 25 to
in between 20 to 20.
See, 20 to 20 is good.
In between
After that, if you want to take the ball out of his hand, then get trick plays, have CD do a hand, all that other stuff. Like you could get creative in that. That shows me why Kellen Moore was frustrated with this offense.
I'm paying somebody $50 million a year. I shouldn't have to run Philly specials in the
red
zone
the market
to get
for quarterbacks.
a touchdown.
The market for quarterbacks.
I don't care what the market is. I'm saying he's not good enough to make that type of money if he can't do what every other.
There's a lot of quarterbacks.
12 other quarterbacks can do that.
There's a lot of quarterbacks making a lot of money who ain't good for shit. And we know some. We gonna get to one of them.
Not making more than that.
He's made more than that.
Yeah,
What are you talking about, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
the
saying
same
he
guy.
ain't working.
and then
It's the same thing.
But I'm saying
that's the reason
money
he gonna
don't
be
mean shit.
gone
I'm
next
saying
year.
quarterback money don't mean shit. That's just what the market is for them.
Yeah.
It's all about to
should.
me. It's like
You're right.
scheme. If you're gonna take over as the play caller after kicking out a kid who arguably could have been a head coach.
At some point, the
No,
players
he's
have to
trash
do
too.
what they're getting paid to do. Like you just said, if I can move the ball from 20 to 20, that's good coaching. That means my game plan is working.
To score in football is about playmaking.
Right.
Who's gonna make the play, bro?
That we're in the red zone, I need the players who's supposed to make plays, and Dak never does that.
No,
Not one point in his career
it's not
has he
Mike
been a player to
McCarthy.
make. Like
It's on Dak.
you would even look at him and be like, well, damn, it broke down. He don't see it. Why don't he just run? And he don't even do that. Like he gonna force a pass to someone.
Last time he
before
only got
run.
his ankle snap.
Okay.
But you
Play
get
tight
paid.
end
You get
then,
paid for
nigga.
that.
You don't want to run the
Nigga,
ball.
if your ass ever snap
Hey,
your
man,
ankle,
I ain't no quarterback, bro. I don't make that much money.
If your ass
yeah.
ever snap your ankle
I
and
get-
somebody pay you money
I
still,
don't make
you
that
ain't
much
never
money,
snapped
bro.
that
All
ankle
I'm
again.
saying is
Shit.
he gets paid to be a difference maker, and he's not.
I
That's
get-
Dallas'
I get-
biggest
I get-
detriment.
I get what you're saying, but I think what killed y'all the most was the big plays you gave up.
Yeah, because
The-
Diggs won that.
more
That was the run. It was the
taking
trenches.
off. Yeah,
nigga.
they
Oh,
were
yeah.
those
Bad
wide open
linebacker
holes
plays.
that they were
True.
having, blown assignments, like you said, blown
He had over
coverages.
200 yards on
You,
your
you,
ass.
you
Yeah,
know,
it was-
you let Connor rush for 100 yards. It was just not a good defensive
What?
game either.
John Connor on your ass. Terminator.
John Connor, bro.
So that was and
Barack Obama.
they had a good game plan and they was at home. So I think that the coaching staff, like Ken said, to Ken's point, they didn't have those guys prepared to come in there on that road and play that
I
game.
don't agree with that.
We talk about
The
Michael
game plan
Parsons.
wasn't
A
bad,
good coach ain't having a star player make a
the game
podcast
plan
every
was
week.
not bad. It was just the players didn't perform. The
Right.
game plan that kept them in the game, even when Dak threw that interception, it was a one-score game. And they had been getting dominated all game. The game plan kept
No,
them
the
in
game plan. The game plan revolves around turnovers. That's what it seemed like. If y'all not getting no picks or no fumbles, y'all not winning games because them
Right.
games is tight.
Yeah,
Cooper Rush time.
y'all have a home.
And we found a weakness to y'all defense. Just run
Run
that
the ball,
Parsons.
right?
Run that Parsons.
The strength of our team should be scoring points and then defending against the pass because you behind. But if that can't score points, then none of that shit's gonna work.
Y'all hit home runs or you strike out. That's pretty
That's
much
fair.
what
That is fair.
the Dallas Cowboys in a nutshell.
Bounce back game next week.
Who y'all play?
They played some shitball team.
No,
They played
no.
the Patriots. Yeah, so
You'll play
yeah,
the
shitball
Patriots.
team.
Uh-oh.
Shit, they
Oh,
lost.
say,
So
it's
the
gonna say-
Cardinals
I
were
mean,
shitball.
It's gonna say a
Uh-oh.
lot about where we at as far as game.
Are you
plan
on the
players
road or
next
at
week.
home?
I think it's at home.
Yeah, but we know they got Matt Jones, the Dirty Jones.
Matt Jones.
Good luck.
Ken, we gotta have another conversation, bro.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know what I'm
About
going
Ben
with this
Jesse
one.
Fields?
It's somewhere that I didn't want to, but he got paid. So
Another quarterback that got paid that
Yeah.
ain't worth shit. Is that what we're doing?
Not he ain't worth. I'm
Oh.
not gonna say he ain't worth
I
shit,
thought
but we gotta have a conversation.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens took a surprising loss to the Colts in Indy. Ken, is it time to have a conversation about Lamar Jackson?
Ooh.
I'm asking, is it time? Is it too early? I can back off. We can move on.
Okay, I think it's too early. I expected to see more. I'm disappointed. I haven't seen more yet. I'm squinting.
This is what they talk about with us, that we ain't fair. We
Man,
don't
I'm squinting. I'm
OBJ
like,
been hurt, man.
I'm squinting, bro, because I'm
Ain't
like,
nobody was at-
because I don't want to do it. Because I've gotten a lot of flack for being on this side of the football when it came to him. But I don't know, man. Like, he better do something. He better do something. Because I got my notepad out and I got my pen, and I'm writing.
Yeah.
So new
I'm just
coordinator,
I'm
weapons.
just trying to be fair.
Just saying, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta see it, bro. It's now or never.
Because
Now's
he
the
came
time.
into the season
Yeah.
to Sheldon, to me, he came into the season the worst way I wanted. I want him to come in like a thief in the night, right? He came in talking about, so I could damn near throw for 6,000.
6,000.
Bro,
He came
don't
in on
do
that
that.
Dion hype. Yeah.
Don't do that, bro. With his hair out. This nigga was flossing that day. He just got paid, Luke.
He probably just had a bad game, bro.
He just got paid.
It's just a bad game.
Hey,
we gonna
you
see
looking
this
at
week,
his
though.
numbers right now, bro.
I know it's
We
just
we gonna see this week though, because he's going against the best defensive lineman in the league.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
Browns.
Miles Garrett is
Might be the
the-
best.
That's
Yeah,
a,
one
you
of
looking
the
at my notes. That's a sneaky
Oh,
pick
my
of the
God.
week. That's a sneaky
It
pick
is
of the
mine
week.
too. Oh, ooh.
Because that's a game of the black quarterbacks. Are you worth this money?
Yeah.
That's gonna be the headline. That's this game. Who's worth the money?
The Negro Bowl.
Yeah, the Negro Bowl.
The Negro Bowl. Oh, shit. I think we still have yet to see whoever that dude they brought in from Georgia, that OC. We still ain't seen
Todd,
I don't
whatever
know
his name is.
Yeah.
We still ain't seen what the bill he said that he was bringing to being an innovator for this offense for Lamar, because it still looked like the same shit that they was doing when Roman was there, and that's running the shit out of Lamar until he get hurt, and then we'll figure out the rest of the season if we got a good backup.
That's why I hate
all they doing is they resorting to running the ball with Lamar, and I ain't seen nothing that shows like, we got Zay Flowers, we got Odell, even though he's hurt. We got what's the other dude, the number one receiver they got? Bateman. We got Bateman.
Bateman hurt.
Shit, Bateman a bust, bro.
Bateman hurt.
Robbins hurt.
OBJ hurt. All he got is Aguilar and Duvernay.
So he
Duvernay.
back
So
to
back to like he was.
Yeah.
And J.K. Robbins got hurt again. That's another thing.
Oh, no, he ain't just hurt. Y'all.
Todd Monken. I think Bateman a bust, bro.
I think his body is a bust.
Yeah, so
Even when he plays,
I think his body breaking down on him before he can get his second contract.
There's a lot of extra shit that Lamar has to deal with, but again, just like I was saying with Dak, that's what we pay you for, bro.
Yeah.
Like we pay you like to deal with this shit.
Y'all know how I feel about, you know what I'm saying, bro. Once they pay you, I can't defend you no more.
Yeah.
Because you're getting paid a hell of a lot.
That's what you're supposed to do.
To cover up a lot of this shit.
You're supposed to put the makeup on all those flaws.
And it's not like they doing shit. That's what I'm saying. Is it too early? I'm asking mostly, is it too early for this conversation? FIFA.
It's not. It's the same coach team that beat the Chiefs, right?
Last year, yep.
No, this year.
Well, no, they beat them this year.
No, the Lions.
They beat
the Lions.
Oh,
I was thinking white and blue.
Coach, yeah, that's
I was thinking white and blue.
Yeah.
My bad.
Last year.
But either way,
With the backup QB too.
With the backup QB. I was watching the game. That should have been PI. You know what I'm saying? That linebacker had his whole arm around him and then defended with the outside arm. That should have been PI. That should have been a flag. I think the NFL needs to look at potentially being able to throw a red flag for PI, because the game shouldn't be won or lost on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On a non-call. So that's how I feel. It's not too early to question, you know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't looked supremely dominant, right? Like he's looked good. He's had flashes, but he's not dominant. We've seen other quarterbacks look overall better than him right now. But we know what Lamar's up against, right? They keep trying to draft players, skilled players. They keep getting hurt. Bateman, I agree with you. I don't think his talent is a bust. His body is a bust. Like he can't stay fucking healthy. They went and got OBJ and ankle injury week 1. You know what I'm saying?
For a team that has a lot of injuries, why would you go get an injury prone nigga and pay him $15 million?
I don't know.
That was just a reach. They had to do
How
something.
long he out? 4 weeks?
They said like 2 or 3.
He out for the season.
Well, we'll see.
Bro.
But look, let's be honest. I wanted to say Todd Heap. I know it's not Todd Heap. I'm going way back. Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers are legit. But
they need help.
But they need additional help outside of that. You know what I'm saying? They need that second, that third guy.
And his fumbling.
Who?
Lamar. He's fumbled every game.
He fumbled in this game too.
He's fumbled in this game.
He's a running quarterback. So
is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like Nick.
I often say he fumbled the biggest game of his career.
Yep.
You brought him up. That was the wrong.
I was waiting on that.
They got it off. You right.
Dak won't ever be in that game.
Dak ain't gonna be in that game. But look, Nick, he was an MVP. You know, I think we got to give Lamar a little bit more grace than we would other quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's great. He's great.
Oh, that's not good. That's not a conversation.
When he's great, he's not great.
Huh?
Did we not say through the majority of last season he was the MVP?
He don't deserve any more grace.
Yeah, he don't deserve grace.
Dak Prescott, I don't think he deserves.
Yeah. Once you get paid, my nigga, you are paid to do a job. If you are not doing that job, not saying he's not doing that, but I'm saying that if he ever gets on that side, which when you lose to the Colts, you're getting on that side. But if it continues like that,
unjust loss. But again, like he has an MVP and he wins 70% of his games.
Okay, so what have you done for me lately?
So he's afforded more grace than Dak Prescott.
But what have you done for me lately?
True, I give him that. Yeah. And I also think that his coach is has less grace than him. So when the decision has to be made,
100%.
it's going to be hardball. It's going to be hardball.
It should have been hardball.
It ain't going to be Lamar.
First of all,
that may be true.
But that
Well, because Lamar wins 70% of his games, so the coach got to get some credit for that.
70% of the games he playing.
That's what we also judge on the coach as well. All right, y'all said it's too soon. We're gonna come back.
He's only 3 weeks.
All I'm just saying is that
he an MVP of this.
They're in a tough division, man. So it's
going. All I'm just saying is that people like his numbers. I know y'all already talking in the chat about Burrow. We're gonna get to the Bengals, but obviously it's gonna be later in the broadcast.
Between Burrow, Lamar, and Watson, one of them three gonna be like, he ain't no dude at the end of the year.
I can honestly see only one team out of the AFC North can make it in the playoffs.
I think too, because Cleveland, I think might get the wild card.
Okay.
Cleveland defense solid, man.
Well, they could get a little wild card because I didn't know this division was up for grabs based off this game because the Houston Texans defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval County.
That division is up for grabs. Anybody can win that division.
Shelton, is Trevor Lawrence a better QB than Brock Purdy?
How is that even a question?
To say, but yes,
What?
he has
It's
more
tough
talent.
to say.
It is.
That's why that's because the questions that I'll be asking, y'all be like, Nick, why? Because I watched the live and FIFA. I still gotta call you out. I watched the live last week. Y'all was wondering why the hell does Nick do this? I'm like, because of this. Because somebody in the room I can feel they don't agree.
Let me tell y'all something very matter of factly. If Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback of the 49ers, they would have a Super Bowl.
Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all ruin that. You can't do that. You can't say that. You cannot say that, man. Y'all be thinking y'all put a lot on talent.
Yes.
And
that's what we base everything on.
You can't.
Talent.
You got to put it on performance. Just because you have
you don't have Lawrence over Purdy. You have Purdy over Lawrence?
No. What I'm saying is Lawrence is more talented than Purdy. But Purdy is very solid. And that's what Dallas needs. They need that solid play. What he's doing is what matters. You put another quarterback on that team, even with the talent, don't mean he can hold up and make it look like that. You start doing a little bit more.
That's what San Francisco means. Not Dallas.
So
you said Dallas. You mean San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco.
So if Trevor Lawrence is talented, where is that talent showing? Because right now they're averaging less than 16 points a game.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're 1-2. They have do you know how many games? Do you know how many games they've won?
That's what the talent show. The AFC Championship game.
Do you know how many games they've won? Just as many as the Bengals. And would you say right now, with a healthy Trevor Lawrence,
thing for them, they in a division with the Titans, the Texans, and who the Colts.
Do you know how many games they won? As many as the Texans right now.
I'm looking at least 5 more.
So that's why I'm asking this
5
question.
more wins for them this year.
So no one got nothing to say about that Texans loss. 37-17.
What I will say is that Stroud might be a guy, bro.
Stroud might be.
He almost got his name right. Once he a guy, he'll get his name right.
Then he'll be arrived.
And he's broken records this year.
He like 4th all time.
Yeah. So I want to ask Manny because you remember Manny called him trash. So I want to know what his thoughts are on him.
I didn't think he'd be good either. I ain't gonna lie, but ain't no good Ohio State quarterbacks in the league.
That's what a lot of people put it on. But his talent.
He better than Justin Fields already.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people saying. That's what a lot of people saying.
Today, I take Stroud over Justin Fields.
That's what a lot of people saying.
Today.
Yeah, I think that was the takeaway that I had from that game. Outside of the Giants being 1-2, that's not good. They're off to a bad start.
He was about 20 at home.
Yeah, I expected better out of them, especially come off of last year
and
to be able to continue.
Coming off of last week's loss, you only scored 9 points.
It came on late last year too.
Okay.
Like this is an easy division for them, bro. Like,
then why ain't it looking easy, Lou?
Sure
don't tell me. Do you know how many? Do you know the Texans have a winning record against the Jaguars? They haven't beat. They're like 14-17 over the last 17 games.
It's a division opponent. It's just like y'all against
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Y'all have the same problem with Cleveland. Say you don't.
What was that top 5? Was that a top 5 pick this last draft? So that means they what, Lou? They shitball. So then what the hell we talking about?
Y'all struggle with Cleveland just like they struggle with the Texans.
Okay, but we at least went to a Super Bowl and been to an AFC title game in the last 2 seasons. What did Jacksonville do? Jacksonville, we blame his first season on the coach.
Urban Meyer.
This last season, they did good, but he also threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
And if he played anybody but the Chargers, they would have lost that game heavily.
And won though.
He won, a game he shouldn't have won. He won that. And now he's starting off losing to the Chiefs at home.
Tough game.
Which the game in the playoffs was better than the game they played. And now it looks like they're regressing. I'm just saying it looks like they're regressing.
I don't think so.
I'm kind of with Nick. It don't look good.
You can't tell me losing by 20 to the Houston Texans when you got CJ Stroud doing dances like this. Diddy bopping with a random receiver named Dale. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
First name Tank.
I think it's one of those random wins, just like the Cardinals had against us.
Oh, okay. Now it's random.
Okay.
Now it's random.
I'm just saying.
Now it's random.
The Jaguars.
I thought this was a microcosm of that.
The Jaguars will easily win this division. It ain't gonna be no thought process.
I don't know. I got Brock Purdy over Trevor Lawrence.
9:58, September 26th on a Tuesday.
I got Brock Purdy over Trevor Lawrence, so we can get to the San Francisco.
D'Amico Ryan's doing a good job with the Texans.
He is.
He
really is.
I want to.
He did.
I want to highlight
this
that.
game proved that. But before this week, bro, they lost by 30. They lost. I mean, they gave up 30. They gave up. Bro, they was giving up to Anthony Richardson. They lost 31-20 something. I was like, all right, D'Amico, at least that side of the ball gotta look good. And Will Anderson showed up this past game against the Jaguars. He got a nice block and shit like that. But the San Francisco 49ers, we watched that Thursday night. Shout out to y'all who tuned in for that. San Fran bum rushed the Giants with a big win at home. FIFO, is Brock Purdy the QB Kyle Shanahan has been looking for?
He is a quarterback that Kyle Shanahan can win with. I don't know if he's the quarterback he's been looking for. I think what Shanahan wants is, the prototype, 6'2" to 6'4", big arm with some wheels on him. Brock Purdy is not that. But Brock Purdy is more in the lines of what Jimmy G was. But we shall see how great and what his ceiling is, right? Like, I don't think we're going to say Brock Purdy has a bigger ceiling than some of the younger quarterbacks in the league. But Brock Purdy obviously takes very well to coaching, does what Shanahan asks him to do. My biggest question is, can he make the throws when he needs to make the throws? Because he does miss high, just like Jimmy G, in that Super Bowl, right? Like Jimmy G was literally a throw away from winning a championship. And to me, I think Brock Purdy is good enough to get them there, but can he make them 2 or 3 throws that decide the game? I don't know. But San Fran is fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think it was Shanahan that chose Purdy. The team chose Purdy. That's why Trey Lance got traded. We ain't going to keep you around. We ain't going to have no more question marks. We don't want to hear about nothing about how much draft capital we gave up to go get this guy. Get him out of here. There you go, Cowboys. We got our guy. And as long as he stays healthy, they should be a Super Bowl contender.
Before I move on, follow-up question. And I want you to answer right now, lightning round.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a must-win Super Bowl year for the San Francisco 49ers?
They got to get there.
Just get there? Not
win? They got to get there. Because the question is,
if they don't win, that's his third time being in the Super Bowl.
No, I know.
And not win.
Got to win it, bro.
You got to win it, bro.
I don't know, because the question is Brock Purdy.
No, it's not.
Bro, how is it not? Did I not just say that he misses high? Did I not just say that? Did I not just say, is he going to make the 2 or 3 throws to win the Super Bowl? Did I not just say that?
Has he lost as a starter, FIFO?
Yeah, he undefeated.
Glock Purdy, baby.
It ain't a
Let me ask you this.
It's not a must.
Has he lost
Did you
as a
see that
starter?
dime he threw?
Block. I was about to say block. Brock Purdy or Tua?
Tua. I don't believe niggas is thinking about this. What's going on?
I may choose Brock. I may choose Brock.
Why? Why?
You know why? Because FIFO's laughing, but literally last week or a few weeks ago, he told me Brock Purdy, he would choose Brock Purdy over Tua. So why are you laughing right now?
I'll take him over.
And why? And if anything, the only thing that we worry about with Tua is can he throw the ball down the field?
We know he can.
So throwing power.
We know he doesn't.
But with Brock, he's saying that he throws the ball inaccurate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So throwing is an issue for both QBs, yet he's laughing, and they're both undefeated. Both have Super Bowl chances, right? Mm-hmm. Both franchises believe this is their year. So what is the laughter for? I'm not understanding.
I don't think it's a must-win year for the 49ers.
It has to be.
It's not.
How does it not?
Because
this roster is too stacked.
You talk about this all the time, and it irritates you about Kyle Shanahan. He got ultimate white man look. he can always be like, I mean, well, it is the last.
He can't do that this year.
Yes, he can.
No, you can't because because like FIFA laid out.
picked-
Well, everybody know Trey Lance. No. I'm glad. That's why I love that. I hope. No. Listen. FIFA laid it out perfectly. That's why I let him talk. He didn't know what he was doing. He said that they trade. What they said they gave up
draft capital.
They draft the guy that
Yeah.
everybody was saying.
Here's
What the fuck did y'all do? Why do you have a nigga like Lou saying he's not even a professional athlete quarterback and he's on your team and you gave up all these picks? They got him out the room and they said, this is our guy.
They made a
The
mistake.
whole locker room said, this is our guy.
They
They don't
made
win this year.
Purdy, bro.
Get the fuck out of
They
here.
made a mistake, and most people do get fired for that. But John Lynch has an impeccable record. They have the best record in the NFL. So no one is going to fire him and be like, oh, that one Brock Purdy, Trey Lance decision, that's what we're going to get you out of here about. Because, again, you go top to bottom, they probably have the best team in the NFL when we talk about all 22 players. So nobody's going to take John Lynch to task if they don't win a Super Bowl. They're going to be like, oh, well, damn. Brock Purdy got him as far as he could get him. What happens if we could get a better quarterback?
I swear, I didn't realize
Nah.
y'all were bail bondsmen in the nighttime and y'all work after hours. Because the
just say
fucking
Kyle
bail y'all
Shanahan.
shooting for Kyle
You just
Shanahan
say Kyle
is
Shanahan. That's all it
ridiculous,
is.
bro.
You have a
is,
bias
Nick,
against,
because here's
Kyle
the thing.
Shanahan.
In other circumstances, when teams give up that type of draft capital, what happens to the team? The team gets
They get
imploded.
fired, yeah.
You know, shit goes downhill. They don't win. They're still winning, even though they swung and
but I'm
missed.
confused. Because Shelton, what's the standard for the 49ers?
Super Bowl or bust.
Oh, stop it.
Period.
Is that not it? Because if you're not saying
it's not.
if you're telling
How is it not?
if it's
Like,
not,
they're not expected to win
No.
a Super Bowl every year?
yes, these
No,
last
I mean,
2 years,
yes,
these
yes.
last
This
2-3 years,
with this roster, yes.
FIFA has come on this stage and said they have the best roster up and down. First, he said it was the Dolphins. Then he flip-flopped and went to the 49ers. So how are they not? They're not trying to get to the
Because
playoffs, Lou. They're not trying to get to the
playoffs is
divisional
not gonna
round.
get it done.
They're not trying
Right.
to get to the NFC
They were
Championship
one
game
game away
because
last year.
FIFA told me Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. They've
Yes.
been to the NFC Championship game about 3 times in the last 5 years.
Right.
So Super Bowl they've been to the Super Bowl and almost twice. They have Super Bowl aspirations. At one point, he even told me Zach Taylor's on the fucking hot seat because he can't do a job that I'm asking Kyle Shanahan to do.
And
So
Purdy
you can't
is
tell
not
me
an
ain't no
excuse.
damn
And
Super Bowl.
Purdy is not their
Fuck
weak
outta
spot.
here, man.
And nobody calls him a weak
Not
spot.
right now.
They never
Not right
did.
now. But
He's
if that's the reason,
They
I'm
never
saying,
did, Lou.
If that's the reason that they don't win a Super Bowl, no one is going to blame Kyle Shanahan. No one is going to
Yeah,
blame
they are.
John Lynch. They're going to blame Brock Purdy because he was the last pick in the draft.
Nah.
Oh,
bro.
it was a
can't do
great
that.
job.
Over it.
Oh, yeah, you got
He's
a
Mr.
superstar.
Irrelevant.
Now, what happens when
He's
we get
Mr.
a
How you blaming a guy that was literally the last draft pick?
They talking about paying
A guy that they chose.
Like people said, they chose the
Because they
organization.
made a
chose
mistake.
him.
They
They
made a
already
mistake.
talking about they gonna
They
pay
made a
him
mistake in
next
taking
year.
Trey
All right,
They
Lance.
already talking about
You're
paying
making a
him.
mistake trying to defend him. That's what you do.
They
I'm
already
just saying
talking
it's
about
not
paying
Super
him.
Bowl or bust for them. It's not Super Bowl or bust.
All right, I got it. Ken, you got anything to say?
Nah.
Y'all show
Spike,
you got
bro.
anything?
we good.
I'm sorry. We about oh man. Sheldon, we're about to end I'm trying to get us out of the second quarter to the third quarter. Sheldon, the toilet bowl battle happened between the Los Angeles Chargers. They still play like they in San Diego sometimes, and the Minnesota Vikings, which ended in LA getting the win. What will the Vikings do to salvage this season?
Ain't much they can do. They finally made a trade to bring in Cam Akers, which should aid the running game because that's where they struggle more than anything else. They cannot run the ball at all. At all.
They really thought Madison was going to do something. Keep going.
They did. So bringing in Cam Akers, which he's not a world beater himself, but at least they're trying to bolster the running game the best way they can by making a trade at this late in the season. But there's really nothing they can do. There's not. And y'all talked about it. I was a believer for a second, but I was wrong. Because y'all said it best. Y'all said those close games they won, it's gonna flip flop, and that's how it goes. This year they're losing those games. These are close games they're losing. They're still like a 7-point window.
Like last year.
Same thing.
Except
It's
they
just
losing.
these are losses, and last year they were wins. Like 11 games within 7 points. This year, all 3 have been within 7 points. So
It's gonna be the reason Kirk Cousins don't get another contract.
and it should.
Don't
It
say
should
that.
be. It's gonna be the reason.
White
It
man
should be.
luck
But
will prove you
know
wrong
what?
again,
I've
Lou.
been saying,
What worse can you do?
They're gonna pay him.
What worse can
Not
you
from the
do?
Vikings, I mean. Excuse me. You're right. Not from the Vikings.
Sean Payton.
Somebody else gonna pay.
There you
Sean
go.
Payton
There
gonna
you
trade.
go.
He gonna trade for Kirk Cousins.
The Jets.
Yep.
They keep talking about Jets have given up so
That's
much capital.
look,
They've done so much patchwork. They might as well draft the QB.
Manny, it's over for the Aaron Rodgers. He's not even coming back next year. Like it's over. That whole experiment. So they're gonna have to.
He said he come back this year.
I saw.
What do you mean he's not coming back next year?
No, he said
He said he come back in 3 weeks.
He said they got some breakthrough.
He'll probably play better than Zach.
he could not from the
Yeah,
hospital.
he better than Zach Wilson right now.
Put him in a golf
Yes,
cart,
man.
bro.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like somebody like the Jets will pay Kirk Cousins next year, but the
To
Vikings
do
won't.
nothing.
Bruh,
Nothing.
and that's the reason why I kind of still want to defend Justin Fields as long as I can, because
No, please God.
there's motherfuckers out here still having Zach Wilson start.
He's right.
Still having Kirk Cousins getting paid over $80 million a year.
Daniel
Damn,
Jones
I
Kirk
feel
Cousins
like
is better
it.
than Zach Wilson.
Daniel
All I'm saying is that we're having an irrelevant conversation because this is an irrelevant nigga.
Who, Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins. I saw a whole TV series about how irrelevant he was outside of his household.
That's true.
I saw somebody say he didn't spike the ball on that last draft. Like people got to tell him what to do. They said on that series, his wife made him pick out his clothes. Like like everybody got to tell him what to do.
Oh, geez.
He ain't shit. Now I will say this:
It's like you got to tell you to spike the ball, bro. Like you don't know how to play quarterback.
Justin Herbert finally did something that I didn't think he could do. Kid.
He needed to.
Win a close game. You talking about close game for the Vikings? I'm talking about close games for Herbert.
Staley, oh, that man a steak,
Shit.
Rolex or something. You need to.
He balled out though.
Hey, they had a loss. Like Staley should have been fired.
Stanley
Right
definitely
there.
was gonna be yeah.
Don't even get on the plane, bro.
Damn.
I got an all world quarterback, and you starting 0-3 again.
He
Like,
threw
nah,
for 4. If they
you're
threw
done.
for 400 yards and still lost. Now the one thing I will say is, speaking of the Chargers, they got the most, I guess, the highest payroll on defense, giving up over 300 yards and
With a
3
defensive
tuds.
head coach.
I think Kirk Cousins had over 350 yards and 3 tuds.
That's crazy.
And you should have lost the game.
They
Like,
should
to
have
be
lost.
Very clear, you should have lost the game.
That'd be empty calories that he be doing.
JC Jackson getting paid for what? I done heard he just got arrested for violating probation.
You converted me on.
What was he on probation for?
I don't know.
Was it child support or something like that? Something he was supposed to be paying didn't pay.
I ain't seen
I
it.
ain't trying to make no jokes, kid. I was
Since-
once he brought that up.
Since we had that conversation about Derwin James, I don't know if I've seen him make a play. That was 2 years.
This-
That was a year ago.
And what about Jamal Adams? I heard he did he
Jamal
just
Adams
get
played
back
for
from being Jamal Adams still getting paid.
Jamal Adams, the safety, he played for them.
He played for the Seahawks. I'm just saying, like,
I
this
don't
bro,
like
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know
like
Jamal Adams was still in the league. I
he
promise you, I
ain't
thought he
even,
was
the
gonna-
Seahawks said, like, damn, we still got you on the payroll. Nigga.
What you doing here?
What the hell you doing here?
The paperwork from HR. They ain't sent you that.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. Derwin James, JC Jackson. Shit, I'm getting to the point where
Yeah.
I'm calling out Bosa and Matt.
All of them, they just there.
I ain't seen
What
none
the
of
fuck are y'all
them. I ain't seen
doing?
none of them do nothing. And they their head coach is a defensive head coach, so that's supposed to be his side of the ball.
Yeah.
Supposed to be
I
your
got
side
all
the
of
ball.
these assets. I got all of these people who's supposed to be really good at their job. He ain't doing nothing to bring it out of him.
Mike Williams gone for the season again.
Like again,
Mm-hmm. 27.
Oh.
I'm so glad he got
Jesus
paid though.
Christ.
I'm glad these injuries are happening after.
It looks like JC Jackson is doing off the field what he's doing on the field.
so
Fell into a pier. He did not show up in court last week, and that's why he got the warrant out for him.
that's the first thing that the baby mama gonna say. She's like, this nigga ain't even show up for the games. He don't show up at home or the game. Where he at, Judge? Oh man, I hate that for him. But all right. Any other thoughts on the Vikings Chargers game? Moving on to the third quarter and the weekly picks. I'm not gonna bury the lead. Ken, you the lead dog?
Still?
Still, bro.
getting lucky,
you,
bro.
Overall record going into week 4 is 9-4.
I'm getting lucky.
Up next we have FIFO at 8-5. Shelton, you are in the doghouse at 6-7, and me and Lou are tied for third at 7-6.
it's gonna be some breakaway this week. I know
come
y'all
on.
didn't make the picks out. I'm
I'm
gonna be at the bottom or the top next week. It's gonna be
One or the
other.
Pause. Leave.
Oh, wow, boy.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo,
Boy.
Oh,
I know the Cowboys had you
Like,
fucked
it don't
up
matter.
today.
The top or the bottom, goddamn.
oh, Jesus.
Yo.
That was a good one right there.
I think the game that really stood out to everybody was the one that I chose was Philly and Tampa. Hey, Philly damn near in trouble, Shelton. And I'm saying that as I know that 3-0. I know the Bengals are 1-2. So whatever rebuttal you got to say, I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about Philly right now. Jalen Hurts. Lou, is Jalen Hurts not a black athletic Derek Carr?
Oh my God.
And I'm trying to say that with the least amount of disrespect. Because I'm talking about from a leadership standpoint, I think he's respected like a Derek Carr. I think from an arm talent standpoint, I think he's almost
could improve.
I think he's about the same. Improve. And that's why I wanted to call out FIFO because he came on this motherfucker broadcast last Tuesday talking about I've always said about Derek Carr. He got an arm. He just not a winner. I was like, he ain't never said that shit about Derek Carr. You ain't never said that. We've had multiple conversations about Derek Carr. That's what I was upset the most about that. I was upset the most about that because none of y'all niggas called him out. I'm screaming.
Go back. I've always said Derek Carr got arm talent.
No, you ain't never said he got arm talent. We've had hella conversations about Derek Carr. He ain't never said that shit.
I've always said that.
Not around me. Because you knew I was going to come in here chirping about that shit.
Hey, I've been on Dead Sports longer than you, my boy. Trust me, I've always said that.
All I'm saying,
talent right now.
The reason why I bring up that cop and bring back to Jalen Hurts in the Tampa game is because there were some throws that I was like,
what is that?
Like, and then the offense tailors around whether he's having a good game or not throwing the ball. Like legit. Like I'm a Mike McCarthy-esque. Like
I can put 8 people in the box. Now I ain't really got to worry about.
And their last few touchdowns, 14 of their points came from they call it this is a pause term, but this is how they call that little rugby thing, the tush push.
The tush push.
They call it the tush push. They scored 14 points out. So that means that all these weapons ain't getting no red zone targets. You got the tight end, was it Goddard still? You got AJ Brown, who making all that money. Devontae Smith eventually gonna make a lot of money because they're gonna re-sign him. Like all that red zone talent, but you doing the tush push? What does that say about your court? Like, what do you mean? Like
the only thing you can score from.
Again, they're winning their game. I'm not saying this is an alert to say they trash, but I'm just saying like offensively, we gotta have a conversation.
What they benefit from is having a great offensive line and defensive line. Best probably in football on both sides of the field. But that's a good comparison with the Derek Carr thing for you as far as being athletic Derek Carr, because just like with Dak Prescott or some of the other quarterbacks that we've been talking about here lately, like it's just nothing special about Jalen Hurts. And I've been saying this for a year, that he can win a game. Like when it's ugly like it's been in New England, when it's ugly like it's been with the last game that they played, it's not Jalen Hurts to win. It's because, we're more physical up front on both sides of the ball, and we can kind of manipulate things, score points in different places. And I'm not taking anything away from the team in that sense, but Jalen Hurts, like, it's what I said it was.
Because then you look at his MVP season, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. Like, touchdown to picks ratio looks amazing. And he did have a great QBR. I think he was top 5 or something like that. But then he only threw for less than 3,900 yards.
They did what was necessary to win those games last year and get where they were. Something does not look right to me.
He sound like Robert Saleh, don't he? He talking about Zach. He sound like Robert Saleh.
Zach Wilson's a quarterback that we're going to stick with.
Something.
Go ahead, show my back.
Something don't look right with my boy, man. It don't. But at the same time, I'm not worried because it's still early. But something does not look right.
As far as injury or understanding, what do you mean?
I can't tell if he's injured. Something does not look right though. His face don't look right. I ain't playing. I be watching, man. The faces he makes.
The woman disagree with you.
I was gonna say, hey, the woman described him as a softcore thug.
But he the confident look that I see in his eyes don't look like it's there when I see him. It look like he'd be like, what? I don't know if it's the coordinator, this new coordinator stuff.
They got is a new OC and DC?
New OC and DC. And they're not, there's really not that much pre-snap motion. There's no audibles. They just look like they're lining up and they're running plays like they're in practice.
Well, I heard that was his flu game. Yeah. That was his MJ flu game last game.
They talk about who else was there? Was Jason Kelsey? They both were 6.
Yeah. But he just hadn't
hear that shit.
He just hadn't looked like himself this year to me.
Burrow playing with a high ankle sprain. Niggas talking about he had a flu.
Thought he looked this year.
But the good thing about that is if you're not going to be perfect yet, you're 3-0. You carry the division this week because you're the only team in the division that won. because Dallas y'all didn't win.
No.
So in saying that, man, when they
that was a good one.
when they get to the meat of their season, that's when we can tell, whether we need to talk about it or not. But I hope he's okay. Put it that way.
All right. I just wanted to go. That's the reason why I picked that game.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Baker almost had you scared for a second, but Mike Evans dropped a couple touchdowns. I was like, Baker, I don't know what the hell, Mike.
I don't know what either one of them was doing in the sense because Mike Evans dropped a couple of dimes that Baker threw.
Right.
But Baker stopped going underneath and kept trying to go up top. I'm like, what are you doing? He holding the ball too long.
He was trying to shit on him. That's what fucked him up. He had 2 picks.
The thing of it was, the Eagles line is not that. Oh, let's talk about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all watching this man, but this dude,
he's like a star. He's like a star.
Watch Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has the most pressures, I think, of any lineman this year. And he plays like 30% of the downs, back-to-back plays.
I was just gonna ask when he gonna start playing full football games.
I don't know why. I still don't know why they used him like that.
He didn't do it in college,
but
he didn't do it in college. He's like too big.
But he need to be out there because he back-to-back plays. He got a sack one play, then the forced fumble the next play.
Yeah. When he's on the field, he's a monster
every time. So yeah, he tough. But yeah, that was a good game.
Off the field too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You did.
You said the loud part out loud.
I'm sorry.
Quiet part out loud.
This week for the picks, coming up first, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval County. FIFO, who you got?
I picked Jacksonville.
Oh, did you turn your picks in?
That's
why
I'm looking for the graphic now.
I was looking for the graphic too.
I wanted to see what Jalen had fun.
You picked Jacksonville. Why are you picking Jacksonville? It's gonna be early in the morning on Sundays. They in London and all that, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I don't think the Falcons are consistent yet, and I think the Jags need to start getting it. 3 games in is still early, but then like 4, 5, and 6, you got to start turning that corner and establishing that identity. And I think if the Jaguars, who I think they are, then this is the game they got to win.
Would you be surprised if they lose this game, even if it's close?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And
that
don't surprise you. That don't scare you at all.
No, because I'm expecting them to win. I'm expecting the Jags to win, but I wouldn't be surprised because, like you said, if they lose a close game, it happens. Like Falcons are extremely talented, bro. Bijan looks like arguably the best running back in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? So they got weapons, and sometimes when you have that type of talent, it could go crazy. So if it goes crazy, then hey, it is what it is. But I'm expecting for the Jags to win.
Lou, who you had?
I thought he was going to take the Falcons. I took the Jaguars too. 100%. I expect them to win. I would be surprised if they lost. I do not think the Falcons are good. I don't think they have a serviceable quarterback. I expect the Jaguars to win this. And they in London for 2 weeks, so they get to settle in over there. This being 1 or 2 weeks. So they play that next week too.
Sheldon, who you had?
Jaguars. I just think they're a better team. Falcons need a quarterback.
Yeah. They do not. If I came into this season, Lou, and I said the Falcons gonna win 2 of their first 3 games, but they're gonna lose 1 of them, which one would you have picked?
I would have said luck, first of all, and secondly, I don't know. I wouldn't have picked either one.
You would have picked the Lions than them to lose to, right? And that's what happened.
That's fair. I still don't think Desmond Ritter's good though. Like he's not
there yet. He's not a finished product. I'll tell you that. But he's a winner. I've seen him. I seen him make comeback wins. So
Arthur Smith is a good coach.
He ain't no one on the field though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Just like I was telling you when we were talking about Sean. Who were we talking about? McCarthy. He ain't on the field.
Ken, who you have?
I had the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Y'all know I'm going with Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only motherfucker here going with Atlanta.
Well, I picked them. Nah, man, they just I don't know, man. They got all them weapons, bro. They got to unlock. Oh boy, he got to get them together, bro. But I think the Jaguars losing back-to-back games. I think this is they got to get back on.
If I came into the season, I told you Desmond Ridder would have a better start to his NFL season this year than Trevor Lawrence. Y'all would have slapped me.
Better starts and then winning games.
He hasn't had a better start.
I'm talking about like, Desmond Ridder leading the team as the starting quarterback.
after week 5, give me a couple games. These 3 games.
Which at least Desmond Ritter scored. I think he scored a touchdown at least once in all his games. Trevor Lawrence can't say that. He ain't do shit last week. I mean, in that Chiefs game.
They warming up.
I'm just saying, y'all be just gassing niggas up. We got the Miami Dolphins up next against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. It's still early, so it ain't cold yet. FIFO, who you got?
Give me them Dolphins, man.
We keep looking over there for the ground.
Mhm.
That we used to.
Yeah, I think we lost our producer for the night. I think
okay.
we went a little long on topics.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yes, sir.
Sheldon, who you got?
The Dolphins.
Ken, who you got?
I picked the Dolphins, but I really, really wanted to go with Buffalo. I almost changed it, but
we ain't got the graphic up, so you can.
I was gonna say,
ain't nobody gonna know.
You can switch it when nobody know now.
I'm not switching mine. You can switch yours. I'm going Miami.
Why are you taking Miami?
Right now, I'm
Josh
interested in seeing how good Mike McDaniels is as a head coach, because this is a rematch of a playoff game since the last time they played, and he almost won with Skyler, whoever the fuck that was. If Miami wins this game, then I have to start respecting them as far as a team, as a legit Super Bowl contender. Because at this point, once they start beating up on the AFC teams, I mean,
well, they already did. They beat the Chargers week 1.
But I guess I would say this: Buffalo's defense is a lot better than I think it's probably the best defense they faced so far this season. So we'll see how good they are offensively against this, and it's a divisional opponent, so they're used to them too. And I don't know if Waddle's going to be in that game or not, but I hope he is. So I think
he's coming back next week.
I want to see how good their offense is against that defense. But if they beat up on Buffalo, I don't think anybody can really stop them. Up next, we got Baltimore and Cleveland. In Cleveland, Sheldon, you talked about this game, so I'll have you start off with this one.
I got Cleveland.
Really? You on my cheat sheet? I got Cleveland too. Why you got?
That defensive front, that front is ferocious, and I think that they're gonna give them a bunch of problems. That plus the fact that I think that the team has a lot of confidence going into this game. They really believe, even though Deshaun hadn't really done much, that team really feels like they can make some things happen.
That last game he played, that was the best game of his Cleveland Browns career.
It was, but they nasty, man. They nasty on defense, and it's gonna be tough. Oh yeah, on offense too, but
specifically a quarterback. Specifically,
so they gonna get them boys fits, man. They just gonna give them fits. I think that they're gonna have Lamar running for his life.
Baltimore, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Lou.
I was like Cleveland defense, like Sheldon said. Myles Garrett running for defensive player of the year this year. Give me the Browns.
That's the first time you said that. He hesitated saying that. Give me the Browns.
Man.
Over the Ravens. I'm shocked you said that. What about you, FIFO?
Give me the Ravens. Lamar owns this division. And after that loss that they had to the Colts in the way that they did, I'm expecting a big game from Lamar, regardless of Myles Garrett and all of this type of stuff. He's going to show you why he's the MVP. He got the best wheels as a quarterback in the league. He going to need them. He going to need them. You know what I'm saying? He going to need an oil change. He need tire rotation. He need all that. But when he's playing at his best, I don't think that there's a defense that can corral him. And I think he understands how important this game is as early in the season as it is. He owns that division. I think they win.
Myles Garrett doing crossovers at the line of scrimmage.
That's
he
crazy.
better come to play.
That's crazy.
And he got a pressure with that play.
Yes,
like he playing around doing like dribbles and stuff. And
like y'all can't do nothing with that dude. That dude is just
right up under Michael Parsons.
Watch the. I was waiting on that.
I'm picking Cleveland just because of the fact Baltimore's crippled right now. They lost a starter running back, 2 out of their quote unquote star receivers. All they have left is, like FIFO said, is their tight end and Zay Flowers. We don't know how good Zay Flowers is yet, but he's showing promise. And Mark Andrews is an aging tight end, and this defense in Cleveland is young.
Mm-hmm. Marty says Watson looks better with it spread out more. I don't know what that means.
I paid to drop that comment.
So I don't know if it's double entendre or what, but you know.
Moving on, we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers in AZ.
Why was this even a pick?
Because Joshua Dobbs
Yes, sir.
balling. He has led
His
the team. The Cardinals have been leading all their games going into the fourth quarter.
Game.
Every single game, they were bound to get one.
Did y'all see him when he went in the team store?
Yep.
I sent the video. He was in the team store. He was like, "Check this out. His
name
jersey
right
ain't even there. He can't. No, you can't even create his jersey.
Somebody buying a Josh Dobbs.
Just
His
Josh
mama
Dobbs.
do. Yeah.
Just him. He went in there to make it. He's
He
like,
the only person that got it. Him and the
he's
equipment
like, man,
team.
I ain't even on the.
His
on the
mom
screen,
don't even
bro.
want one of the jerseys. It's like, oh, you play football?
I think Arizona.
I thought you stopped that about 3 years ago.
For one, this is a divisional game.
Mm.
For two, the Cardinals sneakily have been playing really good football.
Last two games.
Last two games, Joshua Dobbs has looked like Roger Staubach back there. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Unitas. And it's a trap game for the 49ers. They almost the Giants played a really good defense up until the third quarter when obviously it's just similar like how that Seahawks playoff game was with the 49ers, where it was like it got good until it didn't. And I don't know. I still got the 49ers winning. I'm picking them to win, but this is a trap game for sure for Arizona.
Yeah, I got the Niners.
49ers.
Same here.
By a lot.
You think by a lot?
By a lot.
I think this is gonna be a super close game.
It's in San Francisco.
Yep.
Mhm.
Who you got,
They
Shelton?
don't blow them out.
I got the 49ers.
You know what that means? AZ gonna win.
Yep.
And the extra pick of the week. Next week will be y'all's selection for the audience. I was late on that. My bad. Extra pick of the week. We got the Washington Commanders going to Philadelphia. Y'all gonna ask me again, why did I pick this game? Remember what happened last year?
Yes,
Did y'all remember that game last year? Was it in Philadelphia or was it in Washington?
Washington.
It was in Washington.
It was undefeated.
That was their first loss of the whole season. Was to
No, it was in Philly.
I think it was in Philly. I thought it was.
It was.
The first loss of their undefeated
Ran it
season
down
up
their
until that point was against the Washington Commanders, and that was before Eric Bieniemy. What say you, Sheldon?
4-0.
I'm going with Washington.
Wow.
I'm going with the black man.
3-1.
Black man is Philly.
Washington.
Who you got, FIFO?
Give me Philly.
Who you got, Lou?
Philly. Heard me to say that. I try to get over it as soon as
I saw. I was watching your face when you were saying it. You didn't want to say.
I didn't want to pick them at all.
I think Washington, they got something cooking for that.
Sammy bouncing back, bro.
They looked at that tape and they got way better running backs than Arizona.
It don't matter that you can't
They
sneak
beat
up on
them
them
last
this
year.
year.
I think Philly gonna come in with a grudge on this.
Yeah,
year.
you ain't sneaking up on them this year. You knocked them off their
They
first
team,
last year.
Yeah, they team too good to come in with a grudge on their shoulder and not be watching.
Hold on. I think, let me see. Is this the pick? Let me double check. May have messed up on this one.
Yeah, when you have vets like that, those guys,
Yeah, they remember that game last year.
they're in the
Fucked
room.
up their season.
Yeah,
Speaking of what you were saying in the last segment, while I was
Yeah,
looking
this-
at that, Connor Pearson Ward said the Cowboys lost to a QB that didn't have his jersey in the team store.
so yeah, he saw it too.
Yeah, that was. I thought I was looking at the wrong thing, but yeah, that's the extra pick. So we
Yeah,
got
I
our
know.
picks.
He talking about little Bill.
Joshua Dobbs do look like a grown ass little Bill.
Nah, Josh Dobbs looks like y'all ever seen that movie Powder?
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
what he looked like, man.
Yeah, they said the Cowboys lost to a quarterback that got no eyebrows.
Powder.
Powder, is that
That's
it,
the
Powder?
movie Powder,
Okay,
yeah, the
never
dude.
seen that movie, but yeah.
All right, we
Exciting.
could move on to the Super Chats fourth quarter.
All right, let's go ahead and get to some of these real quick. Hibachi, cut, start, bench. Cam, Russell, Cap as of 23.
Cut Cap
as of 23.
bench Cam, start Russell.
Same thing.
Nah, cut Cap, bench Russell, start Cam.
That's crazy.
You're blasphemous.
That's crazy.
Especially today's
You can't go wrong. They got the same amount of wins this year.
At least he been playing.
Start
football.
Cap, bench Cam, cut Russell.
I'm starting Russ, benching Cam, and cutting Cap.
Damn,
you ain't gonna never hear me say starting Russ no more.
Gee, we ain't gonna never hear starting Cap.
No. This is why I said it, Nick. It's the only chance you're gonna get back on the
Sierra, if you listening, you did it.
The real love is I want a woman to love me like J. Cole loved Cap.
Still put it like, bro.
Trying his best.
They're not gonna listen to you.
Ever since
What did J. Cole think?
Ever since Russell left that white woman,
he saw Woody Johnson take a picture with Sexy Red and thought he had a shot.
The man put a letter out from Cap asking to play for the Jets. Like, what? What do we think?
Nah, that ain't bro.
Finish the album, Cole. Just finish the album,
bro. Jamal, people allow ESPN and Fox into fooling them that Colorado was more than a 4-5 win team, which is fine. It's year one. People don't really watch football, got exposed. Looking at Lou and Nick. Okay.
He said we don't know football because Colorado gonna win more than 4 games, like he's assuming they are.
That's maybe he was talking about college football.
What they are is making the game exciting.
Yeah, like Deion is the #1 star in college football. Like ain't no denying that.
He's
if they pumping it up to where he'll win more than 4 games, and okay, like he told
no one said that was going on like we didn't say. All I said was if I had hella. We was drinking.
You said if, yeah.
I was like, bro, if they do this, then I will bet on this. If they do this, then they would have to be in these conversations.
We said it would be a great story.
Yeah, I was always saying this is the month that they was gonna get judged because this is the toughest month of any college football team with that schedule. Facing Oregon and USC back to back, then you had to start the season with TCU, who just went to the Natty. Come on,
but TCU weren't all that good anyway.
But they at least went to the before the season. We didn't really know how shitty they was. Colorado proved how shitty they was.
No, we knew. We saw them points they gave up and how they almost blew that shit too. So remember, they almost blew that game to Michigan, bro. Shout out to Adrian Wells, member for 23 months. Alex Hayes, hey, Dennis Sports, congrats to Kim for Colorado losing. Congrats to FIFA on the Dolphins. Spike, I'm sorry, but Dallas did it to themselves. Congrats to Nick on Cincy and Shelton. I don't know what to tell you since you're not a fan of stuff.
You're a bandwagon fan.
Appreciate that, Alex. Appreciate that. Speaking of Cincy, were you nervous last night?
For Joe, yeah. I was nervous the whole time. Like he was going to reactivate.
Right?
Chill out, bro.
I said he might be out for 2 weeks.
He should be
because he can't throw the ball down.
Should he sit out, Nick?
I thought he should have set out before the beginning of the season. Like I was with Jamar Chase as far as like let's come back week 5 or shit. And at this point, now that we're already into the season, I was gonna say he shouldn't have played that game. And now we're on a shortened week because of the Monday night game. So and then we got to go to Tennessee.
I wouldn't play him.
Like I wouldn't play him until after the bye. But he said he want to play. I just heard on First Things First from Chris Broussard, based off the doctors. He spoke to a specialist. If he reactivates it, obviously that's worst case scenario. But if he doesn't, it's not like he's risking an Achilles or anything like that. It's like it's not going to make it worse. But the only thing that can be worse is if he reactivates it. But outside of that, he can't really do nothing. He just got to deal with the pain. And he just got paid. So for me, there's really no excuses at this point. If you can play, you can play. But I would sleep better at night if we would have rested him. But Joe Burrow wants to play, and the doctor said it's not going to get worse, so he's going to play.
Finally got Chase involved.
Well, but it's a kooky offense. He threw it for 49 times just to throw it like literally dink and dunk, basically, and put the ball in your players' hands. But you're only doing that with the Rams. Rams shit ball. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that against the Chiefs. You can't do that against the 49ers, who they're going to face coming out the bye. And then after that, face Buffalo or one or the other. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really know. That's why I'm like, this season is really just like, this is going to be another season for me where like, if Joe Burrow gets to a deep playoff run off of this start of this season, oh yeah, ain't nothing you could tell me about Joe Burrow. Ain't nothing you could tell me because so far he's 2 for 2.
It's a weird season though for a lot of these top quarterbacks.
Most of them.
Yeah, they're not really looking good.
They're not. But at least, but he has a reason though. I'm saying he was injured coming into the season. He's dealing with injury. He's a shell of himself. Herbert don't have no excuses.
It's a trend league wide though.
No,
like no one is
Trevor
really
Lawrence
great.
doesn't. No, I'm just saying like
even with the people that you're naming, you're right.
What
but
quarterback has
what
shined?
quarterback has came out
Other
and been
than
like,
Tua?
oh shit, he been killing. Other than Tua, you're right.
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody's been like
Brock
that's
Purdy.
third quarter. He got
Brock
100.
Purdy been out balling. You can't deny he ain't balling.
I wouldn't say balling.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
Like if I had to
there
grade him, I
hasn't
give him a
been
B
any,
plus.
like,
I give him a B plus.
No
He's above
quarterback
average.
has been impressive other than Tua. He's the only quarterback this year that's been impressive.
Well, either way it go, that was a hell of an interception by that corner.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
He
shit was
took that
crazy,
from him.
bro.
He took
Yeah,
it.
diving, one hand snatching, damn
Come
man.
on with it.
Yeah, that was
Debo style.
nice, bro. Long live Kevin Samuels. Better fat running back, Mike Tolbert or Eddie Lacy. Oh, I used to.
Mike Tober is a dog.
Tolbert.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Tober is a
Tolbert?
dog.
Christian
I fuck with
McCoy,
Eddie
the
Lacy
best
was
fat running back all
just
time.
a fat fuck.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He was
LSU
lazy as
cool,
hell.
but Tolbert-
He came out of Alabama thinking all he had to do was Alabama shit.
He really messed himself up, bro.
And he was with Green Bay. Green Bay would have taken care of him too.
Yeah.
They wanted a running back.
Jerome Bettis was the best fat running back.
Oh, 100%.
I go Christian McCoy.
He wasn't fat though. He was muscle.
Christian McCoy was fat
He was muscle.
for the Chiefs.
Mhm.
He was muscle.
That
Still
was my
wasn't
guy,
better than the
too.
bus.
Yeah,
And
Bettis was still
Natron
better.
Means.
Natron Means was the best.
Hey, you know what?
He was second. He was second.
He had the best football name ever.
Yeah.
he did.
Natron Means.
And he looked like a monster in that.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you remember his UNC days, but with the black visor.
With the visor, yeah.
Dog, man.
You see that
Number
motherfucker?
20.
Like, oh yeah. Go ahead. Go
20.
ahead, bro. Nah. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever you want. However many
You
you
don't
want.
know
For the young audience, the grandpa stories. They got-
Natron don't see that
Natron
old, man.
Means. Christian McCoy. Jerome Bettis. Yeah, that's the thing.
It sounds like y'all pulling names out your ass.
Do you see a HBCU moving up to a P5 conference? Absolutely not.
Hell nah. They would never
They'd be
allow
like,
it.
y'all better hope they keep HBCUs alive. They trying to
Yeah,
get rid
actually,
of
I don't want.
Mm.
I'm all about the keeping that shit segregated.
If they, I was gonna say if they do, they
You don't
won't
have
be
to
an
worry about
HBCU
that.
anymore.
Yeah,
They're gonna keep them segregated, bro.
Well, they just gonna bleed them dry from the
Shit.
funding, but that's
Dion
unfortunate.
showed you that. Dion loved shit. He was like, forget this, man, bro. I won't.
Yeah, man, get that man a break. He don't have 10 toes down, bro. You got to give him a break.
Do you guys watch Winning Time?
Well, we
Yeah, I
did.
just
It's,
finished.
no one's watching it now. It's canceled.
Yeah,
That last
Which is
episode
crazy.
was nothing.
I got to go
I don't
back
like how they
because
do it.
I ain't
Nah.
even start.
I ain't like that.
You could definitely tell that it was
Writer
just it was
strike or
just
whatever
rushed.
it may be.
Yeah.
Like I
It
ain't
was
like the
just-
last episode.
Yeah, like oh
Don't talk
okay, we
about it
could
too
read
much, 'cause I ain't
everything.
even started it.
I mean,
You
it's
know what
history.
happened.
You know what.
It ain't no spoilers, bro. I
Yeah,
promise you.
like you know what happened.
They didn't deviate away. They didn't deviate away from the
Hey,
plot, bro.
man.
The same thing happened. It happened in real life.
I forgot, man.
Yeah, it happened in
Is
real life.
Magic gonna make it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Did they find a cure in time for him to play
Magic made it
basketball?
or not, man. I don't know.
Y'all crazy. Oh man, y'all crazy.
Jordan, I'm with Ken. Prime could have exploded HBCUs.
I just wanted him. I just wanted him to finish his contract with Jackson State. That was it. I knew he was gonna leave. Just finish your contract.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave early.
Thoughts on Bethune-Cookman versus Ed Reed? That's still going on?
I don't
Yeah, I
think-
thought it was over.
I don't
with.
think
I saw
anybody
that,
gives
but
a
I thought
fuck.
it was
I
over.
think he
Yeah,
he lost that one, bro.
Yeah, I ain't
That interview was classic though. If y'all
Yeah.
No, the apology, quote
He said,
unquote,
"What's my time?"
was hilarious. He said, "I'm sorry, y'all shitty." Basically,
You know what? Ari was like, you know what? Y'all got me fucked up. I'm sorry, but y'all got me
Oh,
fucked up. That's what
man.
Ari thought.
Nick, what makes USC versus unranked Colorado a bigger game than number 11 Notre Dame, number 10 Utah, number 7 Washington, or number 9 Oregon? I'm sorry, you really sound like someone that doesn't know what they're talking about. Let's drink more water.
they say that about me every week, and I say it's a bigger game because up until this point of the season, I haven't seen their games televised on primetime or any kind of, or not primetime, but I would say
What they gotta do with anything?
a big window time based off
they
of
gotta
all
do?
the NIL stuff, all the marketing that goes into everything with the game. You would think that a player who's supposed to be a generational talent, a second coming of Patrick Mahomes, will be promoted more, especially when there ain't that many stars in college football outside of now Deion Sanders and his situation. So yeah, the fact that this is the biggest game of their season and it's going to have the most. I guarantee you right now, the rest of these games won't have the most views in this game. Even with those ranked teams, like y'all mentioned, we're gonna see how many viewers go and watch those games. I'm just saying, I'm willing to bet that.
I'm betting you that more people watch Notre Dame.
You remember more people than watch this Deion game? We can bet that. Would you want to bottle?
Notre Dame USC. Yeah, we can do it.
Nah, they're gonna watch this USC game, bro.
Notre Dame USC.
Notre Dame USC.
That's what I'm saying. I'm betting that more people watch Notre Dame USC than Colorado.
Especially Deion coming out there.
They'll watch Colorado still. Yeah, they want to
watch
it. Ain't about
no more.
Not for the competitiveness. They just want to see the show. This is
if they had won last week, then maybe.
No, this is a circus, bro. They still tuning in. They want to see what Deion's response is gonna be.
I agree to disagree. Notre Dame USC.
Alex Hayes, Sean Payton, the Doc Rivers of NFL coaches. That one title is getting milked to oblivion. He don't close playoff games, got traded like Doc, etc. Damn.
That's pretty much it. That's a good comparison.
That's spot on right there.
Stephen A. Spliff, Trevor and Sean Payton on Fraud Watch. Dang, do we gotta have a fraud segment, bro?
We might have a fraud segment, bro.
A
lot of niggas are signed up for PPP loans in this game, bro.
And to answer your question, just to go back 1 second, the thing about it is there's people that don't even like football that's watching Deion. So
I think
that's
they were last week.
That's why I'm saying
you said they tuned
they
out.
were last week.
No, they're gonna watch because he came off a loss. Yeah. Now they want to see if he can bounce back against the best quarterback in the league.
It's black folk ain't never thought about football.
Notre Dame keep winning, and USC keep winning. That's gonna be a big game.
That's for football fans.
Not if Notre Dame keep losing the way he has been. Notre Dame keep losing. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can agree that USC will keep winning, but this is probably arguably their biggest game. I think it is their biggest game, but other people obviously in the chat disagree. But if Caleb, my thing is this because of the eyeballs. If we see Caleb Williams lose to Sador and get outplayed by Sador,
ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna change nothing.
Anything can happen in football, Kim. Yeah. The Arizona Cardinals beat the Cowboys.
Sheldon said it best. Ain't gonna change shit.
It's gonna change something for me.
Ain't gonna change anything. Leonza Duncan. The Saints never won a playoff game before Peyton. No, remember that Peyton beat team 62-7 with 12 minutes left. No, lost 51-0. Walsh lost by 45.
Talk to him.
There's some Sean Payton apologists.
Mr. G Nugget, thoughts on Kaepernick begging the Jets for a job. His letter to the Jets asking them to be on the practice squad got posted on social media. That's messed up. They leaked that letter, but J. Cole released it.
Cole released it. It was like a Cap told him not to, which doesn't make any sense.
He just want people behind him. Yeah, he want
you want the most eyes to see and have the most pressure for the Jets to do that.
Because it's business, bro. Business happens behind closed doors, bro. Like I feel Cap like that shouldn't have been put out there, but at the same time, like if a homie that with the type of social media influences J. Cole,
you can't say he never tried to do that for you.
No, 100%. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing though. Like in reading the letter, I read the whole letter.
You did?
Yeah. It wasn't that long.
It was long as
you
shit.
act like it was a motherfucking dissertation, bro. Like it was not that long.
You ain't reading Texas that long. That's why your ass he asked me in and out of the chat talking about something. It wasn't that long. You don't read our conversations in the chat, but you don't read Colin Kaepernick's goofy ass note. How you gonna sue an organization and say, all right, I want my job back? Fuck out of here. That's dumb.
So Nick seen more than a paragraph. He said that shit was long.
I know. You made it seem like it was like 20 pages.
That was a lengthy haiku. You know?
It's funny because I can see Nick. I'm not reading that.
Like all I saw was Cole talking about some Cap didn't want me to release this. Oh hell no.
He looked at it and then went to the comments.
Talking about it in the comments.
My bad. Go ahead.
Nah, but I really feel like
this shit is long as fuck.
It's not that long.
It's more than 3 paragraphs.
Bro, it's not that long.
It's long in the sense of, bro, you ain't playing football in 5 years, bro.
But here's the thing. I think it was very sincere. I think what he asked was to be on the practice squad. I think that's more than fair. Like he also highlighted week 4, 5, and 6 that they're going to play mobile quarterbacks. He's like, on the practice squad, I can give you that look. I think, again, it was sincere. I don't think he's going to get him in the league. but I definitely think it was sincere.
Sean, he had Chat GBT right. How do I ask for a job in the NFL? Practice squad is the best.
I'm Colin Kaepernick. Write me a letter for the Jets to get back to the NFL.
I'm insert name here, and I have a desire to be at the New York Football Jets.
Didn't read all that.
Colin Kaepernick seen it, like, okay, cool, see it. I ain't even gonna read this shit. Oh,
What I say? What I say?
they hit it.
This nigga, bro. How you ask? He said they was slave owners.
Bro, this is getting pathetic, bro. He's in the last paragraph. He said, contrary to popular belief, I added that part. I've never retired or stopped training. My training schedule has remained the same for 6 years.
No, it ain't.
Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. training on the field and in the weight room.
And he got references too.
But stop, bro. 6 years? What are we talking about, man? Like the Jets.
Look. We always complain about motherfuckers that don't have love for the game. And here go a motherfucker that love the game, that want to get back into it, and now we making fun of him.
If the game don't love you back, the game don't love you back.
Yeah,
I feel you, but you can still love the game.
We don't treat any other scenario like that, FIFO.
But we've never seen no other scenario like
We
this.
have seen a nigga that can't get his job back. We see that a lot of times, bro.
Who like
Bro.
this? Who like this?
Even Eric Reed got a
Cam
job
Newton,
before
this
he
is the same
did.
thing with Cam, though. Cam doing the same. Well, he ain't writing letters and shit and dropping them through J. Cole, but Cam,
Cam too busy fighting kids, bro.
Cam
We see-
just said he could play.
We
the
see
league.
Cam came back in the league before Cat. Like at a point in time, it's like, bro, they just not fucking with you, bro. Move on. You took your buyout. You got a Nike
You got
deal.
paid like
What else do you want to prove?
And he put 4 references on here, and none of them ever hired him. Mark Davis with the Raiders. I don't know if he's still with the Raiders. Harbaugh. Chip Kelly ain't even in the league,
Chip
bro.
Kelly a reference?
It's a yeah.
Jeez.
Jim and John Harbaugh.
It's a wrap, bro. And what
it ain't-
one of them hardballs can give him a job. They don't even know. He probably didn't even call him. They don't even know they on the letter. All right. Let's see. What's with the decline of tight end production, bro? Drink more water. What?
He's right about that. A lot of the
This ain't Kyle Pitts a bust.
He is.
Kyle
Well, ain't
Pitts
nobody
doing
to throw
nothing.
him the ball.
Kittle ain't doing much.
Well, Kittle was
Oh.
already. We need to have a conversation about George Kittle.
You think so?
Hell yeah. When was the last time
Kelsey's
he?
the
When was the last
only
time
one.
he had a productive season? Period.
Last year.
Kelsey is really the only one that's doing stuff.
The best.
Like, period.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a drop off, slight.
But I think George
that
Kittle had
goes
a good year last year.
I think they're just trying to push the ball down the field to the receivers.
I think it goes to what we were saying about quarterback play. too.
Goddard's not nobody.
Like the quarterback play hasn't been good either. They've been missing the tight ends. They like the tight end.
The quarterbats have been the best it's ever been. We're in a
What
golden
about
age of
Fryer Move,
quarterbacks.
No, we're not.
Hmm.
The quarterback play
Fryer
this
move.
year has been
Man, all my
terrible.
time.
You're talking about this year, I'm talking about the era.
Bad,
I'm
bro.
talking about this year. The reason the tight end production is out because quarterback production is out.
It is. Like I said, it's a bunch of. This still feel like preseason.
You've been looking at teams like right. It still feel like preseason. It'll be the third quarter. Teams like got 100 yards passing.
Kittle had a good year last year, but
I
the
know.
He
years,
finished strong though. That's what
yeah,
happened.
but
Yeah.
I'm looking at the rest of these years. I'm like, bro, this ain't really hitting after his breakout year in 2019.
Yeah, it wasn't good up until that point. I know he's had some quarterback play that had something
Injuries,
to do with that,
too.
but yeah. And last one, Stephen A. Spliff. Germany lucky they get in Dolphins versus Chiefs.
They need to flex that.
Yeah,
Bring
they
that
do.
back to the
They can't.
States.
They can't.
Bring it back home, bro.
I hate this Sunday night football game with the Chiefs and the Jets.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be
Rodgers,
Aaron
you
Rodgers
know.
and Patrick
supposed to
Mahomes.
be.
But now it's that's a heaven to hell type of anticipation.
It
Like
is.
go to
It is.
Rodgers to
It
Wilson.
went from like everybody gonna watch it to nobody wants to see it.
Because it's like that Bears game they had. Like
Yeah.
that Bears Chiefs game was garbage.
When the Chiefs and the Dolphins play, do they got it up there?
Mm-mm.
Is it like coming up there?
I was trying to figure out why, and I finally found out why there's 2 Monday night games. You know why?
Hmm.
Because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, I figured that out once I realized Monday at 7:15.
Mhm.
Oh, that means they ain't got no programming
Right.
going on.
That's why they had the 2 games. There'll be, I think it's like
the
one or
last
2
week
more
for it.
times. Yeah,
It's
there's one more time this year.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I thought this was the last one.
All right, cool. Well, we appreciate everybody for the super chats. That's gonna do it for us this week. We'll be back recapping week 5, and we'll see you again. We'll see you guys then. Also, Timbo, I don't know if you're in here, bro, but you ain't winning fantasy this year. I'm gonna just let you know right now.
Shout out to Breonna Stewart. She won the WNBA MVP.
The white
Yeah, she didn't
Over the-
deserve it. Yeah,
the Aces
yeah, she did. Over Asia.
She was what?
over the Aces girl,
Yeah.
Asia Wilson.
You said she was white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Then the Aces had the best team in the league.
Well,
Talking about
New York
Vegas?
did, but they have Vegas.
Don't they like
Who Breonna Stewart play for? Who she play for?
The Liberty. They beat the Aces pretty much every time, but I still thought it was a three
thought
woman
Asia.
race, and they always tough.
Who was it other than Asia?
Thomas. What's her name?
Oh, wait. Oh, I meant week 4, y'all. We ain't skipping a week. Got my weeks messed up. Yeah, that was a tough loss for you, Ant, man. All right, well, we'll catch you guys next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.